BGSU baseball heads up north across state borders for a non-conference battle against the Michigan Wolverines. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Noah Seeley here from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Noah, beautiful ballpark, beautiful day for baseball. Should have a good one on our hands between the Falcons and the Wolverines here today.
Yeah, great day for some baseball, Tyler. Not exactly the state I'd love to be in, growing up an Ohio State fan, but I'm ready to see the Michigan Wolverines face up against the Bowling Green State Falcons.
It is definitely going to be a fun one. Beautiful weather here today, and not a ton of wind compared to what we're used to in Bowling Green. The weather for today is currently 65 degrees, although it feels a little warmer than that. Feels 68 degrees, just 6-mile-per-hour winds blowing to the right field corner. And I think both these teams are ready to get back in the win column here today. We'll start over on the Michigan side. This is a Michigan Wolverines team that is 23-14 this year. They are just 8-7 in the Big Ten. And they're 9-5 here at home, but they are losers of 3 straight, coming off a sweep at the hands of Iowa this past weekend.
Yeah, and they were on a good stretch there right before Iowa. They had 7 straight wins before that, and they took that three-game stretch loss to Iowa with a 5-6 game, 2-3 game, 4-7 game, all close games without a doubt. So they're really looking to get back into the win column here, Tyler.
And Bowling Green's in the same spot. They lost 2 out of 3 against Ball State. They've now lost 3 straight MAC series in a row. They've been good in non-conference, though. They are overall have a winning record in non-conference play, and they're going to look to continue that momentum, hopefully kickstart some energy for them going into the Eastern Michigan series this weekend.
Yeah, and to add on to that, Tyler, the Falcons are actually on a 7-game non-conference winning streak, which that's pretty impressive. They took 2, I wouldn't say close games, but a lot closer than they felt, losses to Ball State. They were high scoring.
Yeah, high scoring to say the least.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's one of those games where you scored a lot of runs. You'd think you'd win the game, and it just didn't turn out the way the Falcons wanted. So they're also trying to get back into the win column here today.
And these are 2 opponents that have faced each other quite a bit throughout history. This will be the 64th time in program history the Falcons have played the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan leads the all-time series 47-15-1. But this is just the first meeting between these teams since the 2019 season, and BG's last win against Michigan came on this day 11 years ago in 2014, a 7-4 win over the Wolverines.
Yeah, and Tyler, it's crazy to think about that it was exactly to this day.
Yeah.
That's a fact that I did not know until we just about started this broadcast, and I can't believe it.
Already have some on-the-day baseball history before we even get to the 4th inning here.
Couldn't have it any other way. Always love good history of baseball.
But so, looking over at this Michigan team, what sticks out to you? Because this is a team that has kind of been, you don't want to say they've been great this year, but they haven't been bad. They're kind of middle of the road there in the Big Ten.
Yeah, so what I can see so far from Michigan is they have a pretty good hitting team. They know how to spread the ball around. Their weakness comes in their pitching. They have a little bit of a high ERA for the Big Ten, which is not exactly what you want to see. And I think that matches up very, I wouldn't say good against the Falcons, but it's a unique matchup, to say the least. And I think the big player that we're going to need to look for is number 8, Benjamin Casillas. He's batting .413 on the season. He has 59 hits, 28 RBIs, 24 walks. He's a pretty good contact hitter. He had his first home run last game against Iowa. He spent 3 seasons at Loyola Marymount University, which is actually where his dad played from 1995 to 1997.
That is really cool for him there. He will be, we'll get to the lineups a little later, but he will be the leadoff guy for Michigan, so the Falcons will see him quite a bit. Looking over on the Bowling Green side, this is a team that has kind of dealt with some bumps in the road over the past couple of weeks. They haven't stopped fighting, though. They've made these games competitive. You talked about the Ball State series. I mean, 6-4 win, 23-18 loss, and 16-12 loss. Both of those losses coming really with ninth-inning blow-ups. What have you seen in this Falcons team recently, and what do you need to see out of them today?
Yeah, Tyler, like I had said earlier, they're hitting the hell out of the ball. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to. And especially with two of their top 4 batters normally in the lineup with Sam Seidel and DJ Newman out, Gunnar Antillian, Gavin Gannon, they're stepping up. And you have the three freshmen at the end, Larry, Curley, and Mo, the 3 Stooges. They're all doing their jobs. And I think I would rather have them be hitting the ball and losing games than having tight games that we win barely with no hitting, because you can build off of that, without a doubt.
Yeah. So Bowling Green coming into this game, they are 25-13. They hold a 13-8 conference record. They are 17-6 on the road. The Falcons are this year. But like we mentioned, coming off 2 straight losses to Ball State, going to look to rebound against that. Starting at lineups for today, the batting orders for both teams. Bowling Green, they're going to lead off with Gunnar Antillian. Batted 700 this past week. He gets up to the leadoff spot, the senior shortstop for the Falcons. Garrett Wright in his normal 2 spot, sophomore right fielder. Gavin Gannon bats third. He plays first base today, the senior. TJ Tackett's moved from the leadoff spot to the cleanup. He is a sophomore center fielder. Coop McKenzie bats fifth, junior catcher. Brock Amelung bats sixth, the sophomore designated hitter. Braden Curlis, the freshman, bats seventh over at second base. Carter Motice in the 8-hole in left field. And Alex Laird over at third base, batting at ninth. The bottom 3 in that order, Curlis, Motice, Laird, all freshmen. And Luke Kraus gets the start on the mound, the junior left-hander. For Michigan, it'll be Benjamin Casillas, the senior shortstop that you mentioned. He'll lead things off. Braden Jeffries, the freshman right fielder, bats second. Mitch Voigt bats third, junior second baseman. Cole Caruso in the cleanup spot, the senior third baseman. Over at first base, batting fifth, is Jeter Ibarra. Batting sixth is Noah Miller, the freshman. Jonathan Kim bats seventh. Tyler Inge bats eighth. And Greg Pace Jr. bats ninth. National anthem about to play here, so we will take a break from Ray Fisher Stadium. When we come back, we'll have first pitch between the Falcons and the Wolverines on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU Women's Golf competes in the MAC Championship in Muncie, Indiana on Saturday, April 20th through Tuesday, April 22nd. Falcon Media Sports Network's Artie Abrego will have a recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune into WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Ray Fisher Stadium here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the campus of the University of Michigan. Tyler Kavlitz alongside Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Noah, this is going to be a fun one. Good jersey battle, too. Bowling Green is in their all-orange. I think that's the first time that I've seen them wear the all-orange this year. And Michigan going with the white pants, the blue tops with maize numbers and letters.
Yeah, Tyler, let's just say the photographers are going to have a fun time today. They're going to love taking these pictures. They're going to look out. They're going to turn out great.
They will. They will be fun indeed. Some history with this stadium, Ray Fisher Stadium, as head coaches meeting out there at home plate. Kyle Halleck for Bowling Green, Tracy Smith for Michigan. This is a stadium that was actually built in 1921, and it opened in 1923. It's been renovated recently in recent history, 2008 to 2015, but the Michigan Wolverines have played here since 1923. A capacity of 4,000 fans. Was under the name of Ferry Field from 1923 to 1948, and it's been Ray Fisher Stadium ever since.
Rich history, Tyler.
Yeah, that is. It does. I will say it doesn't look its age.
No.
It looks a lot more modern than 1923.
Yeah, and I think that's what you get here at the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
They have their stuff up to date, and it looks real nice.
So as the head coaches continue to talk, some quick keys to the game, Noah, for both these squads, for Bowling Green and Michigan, if either team wants to come out with a win here today.
So like I was saying during the pregame, Tyler, I think this is an interesting matchup where both the teams hitting-wise, they do their job pretty well. I think it's a little bit on the pitching where they're going to need to step it up, and they're going to need to get some outs. And I think it's going to come down to which bats stay hotter. I mean, Gunnar and Tillian, Gavin Gannon, they get moved up in the lineup, very well deserving, and it kind of depends on if they're going to hit the ball.
Yeah, it'll be a big test there as they switch it up again. That's been Kyle Halleck messed around the lineup quite a bit, and the Falcons seem to have success whatever order he puts it, but it'll definitely be exciting to see those hitters up there. And I think a big thing that people are going to be looking out to is the pitching, like you said, for Bowling Green after, there was talk about pitching on both sides with the Ball State series. A lot of that was probably due to wind, but you still don't want to allow the runs that they did. So this will be a big rebound test to see if they can get that under control against the Power 5 opponent.
Yeah, without a doubt. Going into those first two games with Ball State, even the third with everyone's pitching, no one thought end up at that score. With the two guys from Ball State being in top of the MAC and all those categories, no one expected it. So.
No, I don't think anyone did indeed see that coming. As now the hype video playing on the scoreboard here at the University of Michigan. Dimensions at this field, it's 312 down the left field line, 320 down the right field line, dead center field 395. There is a little crook out there in left center field where there's a brick wall behind left field, and it cuts back and then lines up going towards center field. Same thing in right field, just past the scoreboard. So that'll be interesting for the outfielders for the Falcons. Anything hit in the gaps has a chance to go into those little corners and hit off a little weird. And it is a pretty big backstop here. It's kind of rounded with some corners leading into the dugouts, which are some of the deepest dugouts that I have seen at a baseball stadium.
Yeah, Tyler, they're fully down below it. They don't even have their arms on the rest.
Yeah, I mean, if you stand down, there's a little hitch up. If you stand down in them, you're basically field level.
Yeah, it's insane. And Tyler, another thing that's really crazy to me about baseball is how each field has its own dimensions, and it's one of the few sports that it changes from field to field.
It's what makes the sport great. So once again, the batting order for Bowling Green here as Michigan starts to take the field. Gunnar Antillian leads things off. Garrett Wright bats second. Gavin on third, TJ Tackett's into the cleanup spot. Coop McKenzie bats fifth, Brock Amelung bats sixth, Braden Curlis seventh, Carter Motice eighth, Alex Laird ninth, Gunnar Antillion moved in that leadoff spot, TJ Tackett's down to the 4-hole. Gavin Gannon gets a bump up into that 3 spot, and then as it's been for the past week or two, the bottom 3 in the order, all freshmen for the Falcons. Defensive alignment for Michigan, it's Miller behind the plate, and Will Rogers on the mound. That's the battery for the Wolverines. Ibarra is at first, Voigt at second, Casillas at short, Caruso at third. Outfield left to right, Inge, Page, and Jeffries.
Yeah, Tyler, and I think it's interesting to look at Bowling Green's lineup and see it's a different catching duo in here. We're going to have Cooper McKenzie catching, and Garrett Wright is going to be over in right field, which hasn't
Fitting
happened.
for Wright.
It
right
is.
In right field.
Right in right field. And it's interesting because from what I remember, I haven't seen Cooper McKenzie catching in a little bit.
Yeah, I think the real interesting one is Garrett Wright
In right.
has been in left field quite a bit when he's been in the field, so he's moved over to right field. Makes sense with his arm there. Will Rogers, a senior right-handed pitcher for the Wolverines on the mound from Shoreview, Minnesota. He's a guy that was actually drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 17th round of the 2021 MLB draft with the 507th overall pick, and he was the top-rated player out of Minnesota in the 15th ranked catcher nationally, according to Perfect Game, and he now takes the mound against the Falcons.
Tyler, that's a very interesting one. To move from catcher to pitcher and to not go to the Major League Baseball Association.
Yeah. And he has catching in his blood. His dad was a catcher at New Mexico State collegiately. This season, Will Rogers, a .442 earned run average, 36 2/3 innings pitched for him, 16 appearances on the mound. This will mark his 17th. He has 28 strikeouts to 16 walks and has given up just 3 home runs in those 36 2/3 innings pitched all year long. Last time out for him, he pitched 2 games against Iowa on April 19th and 20th, combined for 2 2/3 innings pitched, and gave up 1 earned run in those innings. Gunnar Antillion will lead things off for Bowling Green. As Antillion batting .343 this season. Waits the first pitch from Will Rogers. It misses off the outside corner. We're underway here at Ray Fisher Stadium. Going to step away real quick for 10 seconds for station identification.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Antillion chops this one over to the left side of the infield, fielded by Caruso at third. And he throws out Antillion, something that we have not seen often over this past week.
Yeah, without a doubt. And like we had said during the pregame, Antillion's been doing a great job batting .700 in the past couple games. It's not very likely to see a rollover there, and that's what he did.
Brings up Garrett Wright, who has been absolutely phenomenal this season for Bowling Green. A .435 or batting average, I should say, along with a .541 on-base percentage for Garrett Wright. Looks at a first pitch strike. His slugging percentage this year, .717. All 3 of those, the team highs for the Falcons. Rogers from the windup, misses down and outside. A check swing by Garrett Wright. Appeal down to our first base umpire. Josh McNally said he did not go. Umpiring crew for today, Todd Odell is behind home plate. Josh McNally over at first, and Mark Hanawad over at third. Used to seeing McNally and Hanawad for BG games at Stellar Field, as this one is grounded up the middle, fielded by the second baseman Voigt, who is playing on the left side of second base. He fields it and throws out Garrett Wright. The shift works for Michigan.
Yeah, Tyler, a very interesting shift there by Michigan, getting their second baseman all the way up there. And seems like you read Garrett Wright perfectly.
Yeah. You don't see a shift against Garrett Wright a ton. He's a guy that can spray to all parts of the field, but it works out there for the Wolverines. Brings up Gavin Gannon, batting .291 this season. Some of the biggest pop out of any bat in this Bowling Green lineup. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch of the at-bat. Gannon, a senior, playing first base today for the Falcons. 8 doubles, 6 home runs, 27 runs batted in on the season for him. The pitch is swung on and chopped over to short, fielded by Casillas. Throw in the dirt, but a nice pick by Ibarra at first. And the Falcons go down in order 1, 2, 3. In the top of the first, we go to the bottom half of the inning. Michigan coming up to bat for the first time when we come back here from Ray Fisher Stadium on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU baseball senior pitcher Connor Penrod notched his 9th save this season against Western Michigan on Saturday, April 12th. The save puts Penrod as the program leader in single-season saves with 9. That save also puts the Falcon pitching staff at 13 so far this season, which also happens to be the single-season team record. Penrod has been having a breakout season in 2025, eclipsing the combined number of saves in his first 3 years by 8. So far this season, Penrod has pitched 19 1/3 innings with a 0.93 earned run average, allowing 14 hits, 3 runs, 8 walks, and 27 strikeouts. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletic.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, Tyler Kavlitz alongside Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network. It's Luke Kraus on the mound for Bowling Green. He gets the 6th start of his career with the Falcons. A junior left-hander, has a 6.11 ERA this season. He's 2-0 on the bump. This will be his 13th appearance and first start of the year. 17 2/3 innings pitched for Kraus. In those innings, he's given up 28 hits and 12 earned runs, 13 strikeouts to 8 walks, a .389 opponent batting average. And Noah, Kraus is a guy that can give you long relief, and I'm sure Kyle Halleck and the Falcons are looking to get a few innings out of him in this start, and not really a traditional, just give me an inning, see if he can give me 3-4, and give our bullpen a little bit of a rest as long as they can until we need them.
Yeah, Tyler, and I really like the way Coach Halleck does his non-conference middle-of-the-week games, having some of those middle-inning guys come in and get a start and get some experience that they might not get otherwise.
That's how Carson Silva started in those non-conference games to get those starts, and now he's really taking the role of the Saturday starter for the Falcons as of late. Benjamin Casillas leads it off for Michigan. First pitch in there for a strike from Luke Kraus. Casillas has been dominant this season at the plate. .415 batting average for Michigan as he looks at a ball down and outside. 28 runs batted in for him. Just 1 homer, but 14 doubles for Casillas. As he hits this one through the infield on the right side, and that'll be a leadoff single for Casillas.
Yeah, Tyler, and the one thing I see from Casillas is that he's a contact hitter. He gets on base, he moves the ball around, he does his job, and that's what he just did right there, getting one through the second base gap.
Brings up Braden Jeffries, the freshman infielder from Valencia, California. Jeffries just one of 2 freshmen in the batting order today for Michigan. Flies this one out to center field, and that's going to settle in front of the center fielder Tackett. And it's going to be runners on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the first for Michigan.
Another one there, Tyler, where I think the Falcons just are seeing a little bit that it's a big field.
Yeah.
And Michigan's finding the right spots to put the ball right now.
And that's been the weakness for Luke Kraus this season. That's now 30 hits given up in 17 2/3 innings pitched. So almost 2 hits an inning given up by Luke Kraus. As it brings up Mitch Voigt, 3-hole hitter for the Wolverines. Looks at a first pitch ball left up high by Kraus. Mitch Voigt, a junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This one is flown out deep left field. Going after it is Mo Tice, but it goes just foul into the bullpen, which is not in play like it is at Stellar Field. There is the wall carving it out of play here at Ray Fisher Stadium. And Motice just ran out of room. Not really any foul territory down right and left field lines in those corners here in Michigan.
You know, Tyler, I really hope we get to see someone try and get over that fence for a fly ball out there. That would be really funny.
That would be. The 1-1 pitch misses inside. Count goes to 2-1. Voigt had a home run against Iowa on Saturday. 3 hits and a stolen base on Friday. Preseason, third-team All-American as he flies this one out to right field. Settling under it and making the catch is Garrett Wright. Tagging up at second is Casillas. The throw not in time. Bowling Green made it tight, but Casillas tags up to third on the fly out to right field by Voigt. And that'll bring up Cole Caruso, the cleanup hitter. He'll have runners on first and third with just 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, and Tyler, that was a very good relay coming in by Garrett Wright and Antillian. I think the ball was just a little bit too deep. Couldn't get to third.
It was a very good relay, like you said. Just not in time, very close. Caruso batting .295 this season. Pickoff attempt. Not close, just Kraus letting Jeffries know that he has his attention. Jeffries this season, just 1 stolen base on 3 attempts over there at first. Caruso has 9 doubles, 9 home runs this season. Fouls this one off. Before Michigan, this is his second year with the Wolverines. Caruso played 2 years at the University of South Carolina Upstate. As he swings and misses at this pitch from Kraus. Kraus has him behind in the count, 0-2. Runners on the corners for Michigan with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Scoreless between the Falcons and the Wolverines.
You know, Tyler, Kraus is just trying to find his rhythm here.
As the 0-2 pitch misses up high with the fastball. A strikeout would go a long ways for Luke Kraus.
Without a doubt, Tyler, with runners on first and third, a strikeout here is very needed.
Just 1 hit in the Iowa series for Cole Caruso. This one popped up to the right side. That'll go out of play. Count will stay at 1-2. Overall, Caruso just 1 for 8 in that Iowa series. But he did draw 4 walks. 18 walks drawn this season to 24 strikeouts for Caruso. The 1-2 pitch, this one flown out to right field. Settling under it is Garrett Wright. Wright makes the catch, tagging up from third is Casillas. The throw in just a bit late and offline. And Casillas tags up from third to score. Going from first to second is Jeffries. And Michigan's on the board first. They lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs now.
Yeah, Tyler, another great relay in by Garrett Wright. And I think that's the great thing of having him out in right field is he has the opportunity to get those outs. He's
got a big arm for sure. And he made it close.
Oh, without a doubt.
It was not a cruise in as it brings up Jeter Ibarra. First pitch swinging, fouls it off towards the Michigan dugout. Ibarra coming into the game, batting .284 this season. Kraus comes set. The pitch is swung on left field. Chasing after it is Motice. Runs just out of room as he ran into that wall for the bullpen and just missed it by a few feet.
Tyler, I really think we're going to see one where one of these guys goes into the bullpen for it. I thought it was going to happen there. I started to get excited. Not quite yet. It's only the first inning.
Ibarra, this is his third different school. He's a graduate student from San Jose, California. Before Michigan, played 2 years at Washington and Ohlone College for 2 years. Redshirted in his true freshman year back in 2021. The 0-2 pitch from Luke Krause, outside corner, just missed off the plate. McKenzie liked the placement of it. Didn't get the call from the home plate umpire, Todd Odell, though.
I agree with that pitch spot, Tyler. I think that was the right spot to throw it.
It's a nice 0-2 pitch. See if you can get him to chase out of the zone.
Without a
Ibarra
doubt.
disciplined as this one misses up high. Runners off, and in there. It was a high throw. And make it a stolen base for Jeffries.
Yeah, Jeffries just took off there. Kind of got the motion of Krause down and got right over there.
Just the second stolen base for him this season. Only his 4th attempt. As it's a 1-2 count on Ibarra at the plate. Krause's pitch flown out left field. Motice settling under it, makes the catch to end the inning, but Michigan strikes. They score a run. In the bottom of the first, they lead 1-0 as we head to the second inning. Here at Ray Fisher Stadium, you're listening to BGSU Baseball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. I Ziggy.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
It'll be 4-5-6, due up for Bowling Green in the top of the second. TJ Tackett, Cooper McKenzie, and Brock Amelung. And we were having this discussion off the air. We said it was 5-mile-per-hour winds at the start of this game. It feels more than 5 miles per hour up here in the press box. Maybe that's because we're a little bit higher, but that flag in left center field is moving. And I did a little digging into the weather. 5-mile-per-hour sustained winds, it's telling us, 14-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So you'd have to guess the actual wind is probably about 10, 12 miles per hour here. And we saw it giving troubles to some of the outfielders. Carter Motice taking a while to settle under that, going right and left in left field for the final out of the inning.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think it picked up when we got here, Tyler. I don't know if that feels like we brought it with us.
Could be TJ Tackett lines this one to the right side of the infield, fielded by the shortstop in Casillas, playing on the right side of second base. So Michigan now 2 for 2 on those shifts in the infield here today.
Yeah, Tyler, and I think another interesting point to look at here is all 4 of the outs that we've had have all been contact outs.
Yeah.
Not a strikeout yet. And I think that's the right move by Bowling Green is put the bat on the ball. Try and make something happen against this Michigan team.
Rogers given up about a hit an inning this season. He is now at 38 innings pitched this year, and he's given up 38 hits. So now with these innings so far, he is giving up a hit an inning this season, as it's a first pitch strike to Coop McKenzie. McKenzie making his 24th appearance, 18th start this season, lines this one into right field, and backpedaling, making the catch is the right fielder Jeffries. Didn't have to move much for that one, hit basically right at him. And Bowling Green 0 for 5 at the plate to start the day. Brock Amelung up to bat with 2 outs.
Yeah, Brock Amelung coming in as a DH. Something you see more often during these midweek games. Going to be interesting to see what he does here.
Just his 9th game and 2nd start this season. Looks at a first pitch fastball outside for a ball. So far, Todd Odell being pretty strict on the corners at home plate. Neither pitcher able to get much over. But like you said, there's been a lot of contact so far. As right on cue, this one fouled to the back by Amelung. The count 1-1 with 2 outs in the top of the second. Michigan leading Bowling Green 1-0 here at Ray Fisher Stadium.
And Tyler, I think another interesting thing to talk about is that there's a chance we get hit by a foul ball.
There is a possibility, as it's a swing and a miss by Amelung at the plate. He goes down in the count 1-2. Amelung with just one hit in 13 at-bats this season. 4 strikeouts to a walk for him. He awaits the 1-2 pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. Bowling Green down 1-2-3 in each of the first 2 innings here at the University of Michigan. The Wolverines coming to bat. When we come back, they lead the Falcons 1-0 here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. Michigan leading Bowling Green 1-0 at Ray Fisher Stadium as we head to the bottom of the second. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due up for the Wolverines in Noah Miller, Jonathan Kim, and Tyler Inge. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network here with you for this one. Haven't been on a road call for Bowling Green in a little bit. They've been out to some farther road trips as of late in western Michigan. And we were unable to have a Purdue-Fort Wayne call. Our last road call was actually Youngstown State. That was a 17-5 win for the Falcons in 7 innings. The 10 after 7 run rule in effect for that game. It's been a quick one here so far, though, as we're already in the bottom of the second, about 20, 25 minutes into this game.
Yeah, and I think this might be the quickest game I've ever seen out of Bowling Green so far. And out of all the games that I've broadcasted, this is the one that I want to go longer. I want to stay at the University of Michigan for longer.
Noah Miller lines this one in the right field, but chasing after it, and making the catch is Garrett Wright. Catcher showing his mobility in right field to make the first out of the inning. And after the first 2 batters for the Wolverines reached base against Luke Kraus, Kraus has set down 4 Michigan batters in a row. Brings up Jonathan Kim, the designated hitter for Michigan, a lefty-lefty matchup. Kraus's first pitch in there for a strike.
Kraus looking like he's settled in a little bit, Tyler. Without a doubt, like you said, those 4 straight outs.
Got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but like you said, definitely has settled in. This one found to the back, just in the netting above the press box. And it's a quick 0-2 count on Jonathan Kim, the junior outfielder from Brookfield, Wisconsin. He was the 3rd overall rated outfielder by Perfect Game in Wisconsin in high school. Dribbles this one to the right side of the infield, gloved by Curlis at second, throws over to Gannon for the second out of the inning. 5 in a row retired by Luke Kraus.
Great job there by Curlis. Stepping up there, not letting the ball play him. Getting up there, getting the out, throwing it over to Gavin Gannon.
Brings up Tyler Inge. Inge, the other freshman in this batting order for Michigan. He played in the Friday and Sunday games against Iowa. Was a pinch hitter on Friday, recorded 3 at-bats on Sunday. Went 0 for 3 in those at-bats. Last hit coming back on April 13th. First pitch strike and then a check swing. Inge did not go around, so it's a 1-1 count on him. Inge's father, Brandon, played 13 years in the majors, including 12 with the Detroit Tigers. It's a 2-1 count on him now. Inge had a decorated high school career. As he looks at a strike, count goes even. Set the single season hit record at his high school, Detroit Country Day High School. Had a RBI single in his collegiate debut against Villanova back on February 16th earlier this season. Full count now after that ball thrown in by Luke Kraus. 2 outs in the inning, base pass clear. Kraus's pitch just a bit down and outside. And it's a 2-out walk by Luke Kraus. Will bring up bottom of the order, Greg Pace Jr., the center fielder.
Another close one there, Tyler. Kraus really painting those corners, just not getting every call, which is expected. You're not going to get every call in the game of baseball, but a close one to say the least.
And it is still very tight on those corners by Todd Odell. The home plate umpire here today brings up Greg Pace Jr., batting .263 this season. Kraus from the stretch, first pitch to him, misses up high with the fastball. A lot of Kraus's misses right now coming up high.
Yeah, I agree. And I think nice thing to see from Michigan is their difference in ages in their batting order.
It's all a little bit spread out as a fastball thrown in for a strike by Luke Kraus. Over on first, Inge has just 1 stolen base on 3 attempts this season. We saw that with Jeffries, though, and he took off and stole second base of the year in the first inning.
Yeah, and Kraus seeing something again there. Tried to throw it over there. Just get him thinking.
Pace was another highly rated guy out of high school as he drills this one left field but hooks foul. That one had the distance if he could straighten it out.
Yeah, definitely had the distance there, Tyler.
That got out in a hurry, but was really just hooked foul past the bullpen in left field.
Yeah, he went over towards that glass building. I hope it didn't hit one of the glass things.
1-2 pitch by Kraus. Check swing at the plate. Did not go around on the appeal to Josh McNally. Nice stop by Coot McKenzie behind the plate. Keeps Inge over at first. 2-2 count. But as I was saying with Pace, the second-rated outfielder and 5th overall rated player in the state of Michigan in high school by a perfect game. This one in the, shouldn't say dirt, in the turf. Once again, in front of Cooper McKenzie. A nice stop by him once again, and the count goes full to 3-2. Fun fact about McKenzie, does not have an error in his collegiate career.
It's a very interesting fact, Tyler.
Runner is off, and it's going to be a balk, I believe. Called on Luke Kraus as he went to go pick over and faked a throw because Gavigan Unn was not covering the bag. Can't do that unless you're going to second. So Inge will get second base.
What's interesting about that is he had the right call. He was going.
Yeah.
And just no one was at first.
And this one misses inside to Pace, so it's going to be another 2-out walk by Luke Kraus. And it's going to put runners on first and second for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Tyler, and that's not exactly what you want to see coming up to the top of the order, especially with
all.
Benjamin Casillas.
Casillas with a single his first time up. Drills this one into left field, but straight towards Motice. He circles back to it, into his glove for the final out of the inning. We go to the top of the third where, hard to believe it, but we'll already have the reveal of our trivia question here today when we come back. Michigan leading Bowling Green 1-0 on WBGU 88.1 FM. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium in Michigan. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Wolverines leading Bowling Green 1-0 here, top of the third. Do have the introduction of our trivia question. So, since we are in the state of Michigan, today it's going to be around the Detroit Tigers. So, question for you, Noah, is how did the Detroit Tigers get their nickname of the Tigers? Was it A, because the Detroit Zoo was one of the first zoos in America to house tigers, because the owner loved tigers, because Detroit's flag features a tiger, or is it because of a military unit related to tigers?
Well, you know, Tyler,
As it's a fly out to begin the inning by Braden Curlis, the 7-hole hitter, and 7 straight retired to start the game for Bowling Green at the plate.
yeah, not exactly what you want to see there to start the inning, Tyler. But I think not knowing my flags is going to come and bite me in the butt here because I have no clue if there's a lion on a flag or not. I have no clue.
There may be, there may be not.
I think my initial guess is the first one, that it was a zoo in Detroit that hosted tigers. Is that
Okay.
correct? Like, not correct, but is that what the
Yeah,
number one
that's
was?
the option was A. So A was that the Detroit Zoo was one of the first zoos in America to house tigers, as this one chopped over to the right side of the infield, fielded by Voigt, and he throws out Motice, might have the inning over before he can even finish the options, as that's now 8 in a row retired for Bowling Green at the plate to begin the day. Options again: A, Detroit Zoo was one of the first in America to house tigers. B, the owner loved tigers. C, Detroit's flag features a tiger. Or D, because of a military unit.
Yeah, Tyler, I think I'm going to go with number one. Not lock it
Okay.
in, but that's my first guess.
Locking in A. We'll wait until the 5th inning, see if you are correct on that one. We'll reveal that top of the 5th. It's a 1-0 count on Alex Laird. Now 2-0 after that one just misses.
Which, you know, Tyler, the top of the 5th might come sooner than we think.
It might. Laird has worked his way back into the lineup as of late with the absence of Sam Seidel. His 16th game, 13th start this year for Alex Laird. Looks at a strike there. First strike of the at-bat. 2-1 the count now. Laird has upped his batting average to .277, part of those 3 freshmen in the bottom of the order for Bowling Green. Still developing the power is Laird as he looks at another strike. Just 2 doubles and a homer this season. That slugging percentage sitting below .400. Got injured early last season, so he is a redshirt freshman. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off by Alex Laird. Fighting to stay alive in the at-bat. Will Rogers has made quick work of the first 8 batters he's faced for the Falcons, and he's done it with contact, just 1 strikeout in those 8 outs.
Yeah, and I think that's good for Bowling Green.
As this one lined to the right side, but foul past the dugout by Laird. Would have been a double if it had gone down by the line.
Like I had mentioned in the second inning, Tyler, I think that even though we are getting outs, hitting the ball is much more important right now. It's only a 1-run ball game. Get the contact now, get the hits later.
The pitch by Rogers, I think that went off the knob of the bat. It was a check swing by Laird, didn't even get the barrel around. The count will stay at 2-2.
Yeah, very interesting one there, Tyler. He's very lucky he got the contact because if not, I think he went around enough that they would have called it a strike 3.
The 2-2 pitch by Rogers, up high and outside for ball 3. Full count at the plate with 2 outs for Alex Laird. Looking to become Bowling Green's first base runner of the day. If he could get on, Gunnar Antillion, the red-hot leadoff hitter, would be up to bat. Fouled off by Laird, stays alive. 3 foul balls this at-bat for Alex Laird at the plate. First batter to really fully test Will Rogers in a long at-bat. Rogers working quick. His pitch. This one lined over the head of a jumping Voigt at second base. Alex Laird delivers Bowling Green's first hit of the day. And Gunnar Antillion has a base runner on as he comes up to the plate for the second time.
Tyler, I think this speaks to how much Halleck has trust everyone down the order, that the 9-hole was our first hit, and I think it's going to start something here, coming back up to the top.
Gunnar Antillion's been red hot for Bowling Green, the reigning MAC Player of the Week. First pitch to him is flown foul to the right side. Probably bouncing into a car there in the parking lot. Missed it on the first hit. Lost it.
Yeah.
Past the bleachers.
A lot of cars.
Hopefully everyone's
over there.
cars are good over there.
Something you don't really see at Bowling Green is a possible car getting hit, unless it's on the road.
Yeah. The 0-1 pitch to Antillion is shot through the right side of the infield for a single. Alex Laird's going to hold up at second. The throw is close. Laird rounded second. Got back in time, so it's going to be runners on first and second for Bowling Green with 2 outs here in the top of the third, threatening with a runner in scoring position for the first time today.
Yeah, Laird just trying to move himself a little bit farther over, try and get himself to third base, a little bit closer in scoring position. Luckily, no harm on rounding.
And there's Gunnar Antillion staying hot at the plate. He's been a dangerous batter for Bowling Green, reminding me a little bit of Landon Roque last year when he broke out second half of the year. Garrett Wright flies this one pretty deep center field. Page going back, and he makes the catch on the warning track in right center field for the final out of the inning. Bowling Green threatens with a runner in scoring position, but they strand 2 as we head to the bottom of the third. Michigan leading the Falcons 1-0 here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium at the University of Michigan. Bowling Green threatened that last half inning, Noah. Got a runner in scoring position for the first time today. Unable to do much with it. They strand 2, and it brings the Wolverines back up to bat. Heart of their order, 2, 3, 4, and Braden Jeffries, Mitch Voigt, and Cole Caruso due up.
Yeah, Tyler, like I mentioned a couple of times today so far, I think Bowling Green is doing exactly what they have to do, getting contact, and it started to break through there in the third inning. Finding holes, getting people on base. I'd like to see a run or two scored in the next couple innings.
Wind dying down to basically a complete standstill over the past few minutes here in Ann Arbor, as Braden Jeffries, who singled and stole base his first time up, comes up to the plate, flies this one out, shallow center field. TJ Tackett settles under it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Back-to-back flyouts dating back to last half inning for Luke Kraus.
Yeah, Kraus really starting to get into it. Had a little stretch in the second inning with back-to-back walks, but he's dialing back in.
Out of the 7 outs for Kraus so far today, 6 of them have come by the flyout.
Very interesting.
Inducing a lot of fly balls, nothing terribly hard hit in play. It's been effective so far for Kraus. First pitch strike, now ball thrown down and outside. 1-1 count on Mitch Voigt. He flew out to Garrett Wright in right field his first time up. That was the first out recorded in the game for Luke Kraus. Swing and a miss by Voigt. Down to the count 1-2. Kraus still seeking his first strikeout here today.
Voigt with a big swing there. He was definitely trying to get a piece of that one.
The pitch by Kraus in the turf. Nice stop by McKenzie. Last season, Voigt, an all Big Ten first-team utility selection. He was also on all Big Ten tournament team selection at first base. This one misses, runs full count. As a freshman in 2023, he was a collegiate baseball freshman team and baseball American freshman team selection. As this one flown out deep left center field, going back is Mo Tyson Tackett. Tackett jumps, it's over their heads and out of the park for a home run for Mitch Voigt, and he extends Michigan's lead to 2-0 here in the bottom of the third for Voigt. That is his 9th home run and 43rd run batted in on the season.
Yeah, Tyler, I had mentioned earlier in that at-bat, he was taking big swings, and he finally caught one there, and it went pretty far. I saw it bounce. I don't think it made it onto the softball field, but I'm sure there's been some that have hit there.
And that was the game that Luke Kraus has been playing today. 6 outs recorded by the flyout. That one goes out of the park. First pitch, ball to Cole Caruso, the cleanup hitter. An RBI on a flyout to right field his first time up. This one misses just the outside, the frame by Coop McKenzie. Can't get the call.
Been plenty of those corner shots that just can't really get the right call there.
It's been a tight strike zone. Had a home plate. This one thrown in for a strike by Kraus. The pitch is popped up to the right side, and that's going to drift out of play. Count will go even to 2-2. Still just 1 out in the inning.
Tyler, I think I'm going to create a bingo sheet of what could happen here. And my 3 are, we get hit with a ball, a car gets hit with a ball, or one of the corner outfielders go into the bullpen.
This one poked to the right side, but foul once again. And
that one definitely hit a car.
That may have hit a car.
I just checked off number 1 on the bingo sheet.
All right, well, there's one off. We'll see if you can get all 3.
I feel confident.
You got the middle of the board. You got the free one, too?
Yep,
so
free
that's
one's
2.
good.
That's 2 for you. Swing and a miss at the plate by Cole Caruso. Luke Kraus gets his first strikeout of the day. And the 14th strikeout of the season for Kraus. 2 out of the inning with Jeter Ibarra coming up to the plate.
Also, Tyler, I lied. I haven't gotten the free space yet. The free space actually isn't allowed anymore. It's Garrett Wright hit by pitch.
Okay.
That is the free space, and I will get that eventually. I know it.
He's 1 away from tying his own season-high record in Bowling Green history as this one flown out to left field and caught by Carter Motice. He retires Ibarra for the final out of the inning. Michigan strikes for 1 more run here in the bottom of the third. They lead 2-0 over Bowling Green as we head to the top of the fourth. Have some on this day in baseball history for you when we come back on WBGU 88.1 FM. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM. Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, Tyler Cavalitz alongside Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network. The Wolverines lead the Falcons 2-0 as we hit the top of the fourth. As always, have some on this day in baseball history. A lot of old history on this day, April 22nd, in baseball history. So first, we go back to 1876. That is when the first National League game ever played. It was Joe Borden of the Boston Red Caps beating the hometown Philadelphia Athletics team 6-5. And you go a few decades later, I should say, 1898. On the same day, Ted Breitenstein of the Cincinnati Reds and Jay Hughes of the Baltimore Orioles each throw a no-hitter. Breitenstein's gem is against the Pittsburgh Pirates, an 11-0 win, and Hughes's is over the Boston Bean Eaters, an 8-0 victory. And then you go a little bit later in history. We're now into the 20th century, as it's going to be Gavin Gannon, T.J. Tackett's Coop McKenzie due up for the Falcons. In 1906, a new baseball rule puts the umpire in sole charge of all game balls. The home team manager previously had some say as to when a new ball was introduced. We'll have a little bit more of history on this day for the bottom of the fourth inning, as the next pitch to Gavin Gannon misses outside. 2-0 start to the at-bat for Gannon.
You know, Tyler, I think one of the interesting things about the day in history today is that 2 no-hitters in the same day. That you rarely see that. I don't know how many times that's happened.
Big swing and a miss by Gannon at the plate. Count goes to 2-1. Well, that was back in the dead ball era, too, when they were a lot more common. It was a lot more of a pitcher's game. You had the mound higher, you had spitballs and things of that allowed. It was a completely different version of baseball than what we see today on the field. Real no power hitting yet.
Yeah, there really wasn't. It didn't get to that point.
Not until Babe Ruth in the 1920s was really when that power wave came. That was the end of the dead ball era. Ray Chapman getting hit by a pitch that killed him is really the significant marker of the end of the dead ball era. As it's a 3-1 count on Gannon. Another swing and a miss by Gavin Gannon, and the count goes full against the senior for the Falcons.
As I learned from my last broadcast, Babe Ruth didn't hit the ball hard because he was good. He hit it hard because he had a piece of cabbage underneath his hat.
Calm down in the wool uniforms. This one driven out center field by Gannon, chasing after and making the catch on the line is Page. He retires Gannon 0 for 2 to start the day for Gavin, and it brings up T.J. Tackett's.
Look there for a second. That pace was slowing down a little bit. I thought it was maybe going to get past him, and he just got over there and snagged it.
The defense for Michigan has been stellar so far. Shift on against T.J. Tackett's. 3 infielders on the right side, and deep on the right side, 2 of them in the grass part of the turf. The lone infielder on the left side is Caruso, the third baseman, playing about a third the way down the line towards second base.
Yeah, very interesting shift here.
Yeah, I mean, Voigt's about 5 feet back in the outfield. Casillas, the shortstop, is on the edge of the outfield, and that one's lined to Voigt at second, and he is right where it was hit. The shift played perfectly by the Wolverines. Makes the catch on the liner to retire Tackett's for the second time today. And it'll bring up Coop McKenzie with 2 outs.
Tyler, that's very interesting to see that 2 different shifts have worked out exactly in their favor.
And it's a little bit of a shift here. Nothing crazy. Not really a shift, if you want to say it, just depth. Voigt playing back in the outfield again, as the first pitch misses outside to Coop McKenzie. Both middle infielders playing back on the edge of that outfield grass.
I would say
I don't know if I can call it grass because it's turf.
It's turf, I think.
I guess it's just the outfield.
The green turf, the brown turf, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it.
I'm so used to the grass at Stellar Field, as that one does catch the outside corner for a strike. Count goes to 1-1 on Coop McKenzie. He flew out to right field his first time up.
I don't know about you, Tyler, but I like both grass and turf. I could handle both playing on it, at least.
This one misses inside. I was a lot more of a grass guy. I liked the natural field. Turf has its advantages, but I was always more of a traditionalist with baseball when it comes to that.
I can agree on that. I can agree on the traditionalist.
The 2-1 pitch is thrown in for a strike by Will Rogers. And the count goes even to 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth.
Tyler, another thing that I see is I think the outfield shifted just a couple steps to the right.
He did indeed. This one grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, Casillas. He throws across the diamond for the final out of the inning. Bowling Green down 1-2-3 for the third time through 4 innings. Michigan coming up the bat once again with a 2-0 lead when we come back here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM. Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, have a few more on this day in baseball history facts for you, Noah. So, back in 1914, at the age of 19, Babe Ruth plays his first professional game as a pitcher as he throws a 6-hit, 6-0 shutout for the Baltimore Orioles over the Buffalo Bisons in the International League. The second batter Ruth faces is Joe McCarthy, the manager he will play for 17 years later with the Yankees. Ruth also goes 2 for 4 at the plate, in addition to his great pitching. And then a year later, in 1915, pinstripes appear on the New York Yankees uniforms for the first time in history.
Tyler, I really find it interesting that the second batter he faced ended up becoming his manager.
Long-time manager.
Crazy.
I also think a lot of people forget that he started with the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
That is where he first signed as a professional, started his career with the Orioles before going to the Red Sox. And then the infamous trade, that was the curse of the Bambino to the New York Yankees.
Listen, I've really enjoyed the Babe Ruth. Everything about it.
His fingerprints are all over baseball history, too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say that his wedding was done on a baseball field?
Yeah, I want to say it was 5. I don't know if it was done on a baseball field, but
before the day.
It was like 5 in the morning before opening day, so they could avoid the crowds.
I think that he is the epitome of what baseball is. I said it last time, and I will continue to say it every time he gets brought up.
2 swings and misses by Noah Miller to begin his at-bat. It's 6-7-8. Due up for Michigan, Noah Miller, Jonathan Kim, and Tyler Inge. The pitch by Kraus. This one lofted to the right side. Shallow outfield. It's going to be the second baseman, Curlis, who calls off Ganun and makes the catch for the first down of the inning.
Yeah, another one over there from Noah Miller. Both of his shots being taken over to the right side, both pop-outs.
And you know what, a really cool part of history with Babe Ruth in Baltimore, I went to Camden Yards this past summer. They have his birthplace, his house, is now a museum. It's the Babe Ruth Museum, and it's just a walks away from Camden Yards. If you ever go to a baseball game in Baltimore, make sure to check out that museum. It is worth the price of admission.
I will, without a doubt, be checking that out at some point, and I'm sure the price is worth it. I think that's priceless.
First pitch strike, now a ball thrown in by Luke Kraus to Jonathan Kim. He grounded out to second, his first time up. Been a quick game so far. About an hour played. We're already in the bottom of the fourth. Michigan leading Bowling Green 2-0. Bunt trying to put down here, but fouled off to the back by Kim. Now down to the count 1-2. We'll see if he still goes with bunt or swings away.
First bunt attempt there on the day, Tyler, I'm pretty sure. And it's interesting. No one on, one out.
Trying to use a little small ball to get on. The pitch by Kraus. This one jam job. Floated in the infield and caught by Gunnar Antonian, the shortstop. Running in, makes the second out of the inning.
Yeah, fourth inning, Tyler, looking very similar to the second inning. Hoping these next two guys don't come up the same way. Back-to-back walks for Kraus.
Yeah, as you said, he retired Noah Miller and Jonathan Kim in that second inning. And then it was walks to Inge and Pace throwing a balk there. He got out of the jam with a flyout from Casillas, but trying to avoid being put in the same position. Starts off Inge with a first pitch strike. Luke Kraus has definitely settled in, made a few mistakes. 2 singles to lead off the game by Michigan in the first hurt him. And then the home run, the solo shot by Mitch Voigt back in the third. Outside of that, it's been a pretty solid outing for Kraus in just his first start this season.
Yeah, small errors, small problems, totally fixable.
0-2 pitch, outside for a ball.
And, the home run is what you get with Kraus. Like we've talked about, a lot of the outs have been fly outs, and it takes and it gives. You're going to get some that go out.
The pitch is grounded over left side of the infield. Fielded by Laird at third. Strike is in the turf, and it can't be picked by Gavin Gunn. And that allows Inge to reach base safely.
Yeah, not exactly what you want there. Tried to get the throw in. That's one of the very different things from turf to grass, Tyler, is being able to possibly spike that ball in and get a quick pick.
When you got a guy like Gavin Gunund who's not an everyday starter over at first, so that is a much tougher play for him than it would be Brady Birchmeyer, who gets those looks every single day, even though it is on dirt. He would be more adjusted to that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
As it brings up the 9-hole hitter, Greg Pace Jr. So it is a throwing error on Alex Laird officially. Pace walked his first time up in the second. Was part of that attempted two-out rally for the Wolverines. Chops this one at the plate. It goes foul. He's down to the count 0-2. Second straight batter. Put down in the count 0-2 against Luke Kraus.
Forgot to mention this during the last play. Cooper McKenzie made his way down there to save that ball from going anywhere farther. Very good job by him.
Good point there. Kraus comes set from the stretch. His pitch is driven deep left field, and Carter Motice is going to watch that one fly out of here. A 2-run home run for Greg Pace Jr. puts Michigan up 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, Tyler, and Greg Pace was the one that had that flying, scorching ball towards the glass building over there. It was bound to happen.
Straighten that one up. And that one was a no-doubter by Greg Pace Jr. For Pace, his third home run of the season, and RBIs number 12 and 13. And Michigan tightens their control on this game, as the scoreboard still showing 2-0. We know that's not correct. There we go. Updated to 4-0. And it's a first pitch ball thrown in to Benjamin Casillas.
Yeah, Tyler, and that ball went out quickly too, just like the one that went foul. It went, it hit off the bat and went straight out.
Did that clear that brick wall? I think
it did.
I believe it did. So there's a brick structure there. Goes up, I want to say, probably 2-3 times the height of the wall out there in left field. And it cleared that. It was a line shot that got out of here in a hurry. This one a liner to center field by Casillas straight towards TJ Tackett. He catches it for the final out, but Michigan adds 2 in the bottom of the fourth. They lead 4-0 as we head to the top of the fifth. We'll have the reveal of our trivia question I posed to you a few innings back when we come back on WBGU 88.1 FM. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, it's now a 4-0 game. Michigan over Bowling Green. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Noah Seeley for the Falcon Media Sports Network. Noah, here's your options once again for the trivia question I posed to you back in the third inning. So why are the Detroit Tigers, why do they have the nickname Tigers? Your options were A, the Detroit Zoo was one of the first zoos in America to house tigers. B, the owner of the Tigers loved tigers. C, the city of Detroit's flag features a tiger. Or D, because of a military unit. As this one is lined over to third, it's fielded by Caruso. He couldn't get the catch, but he still maintained possession of it. Throws across the diamond to Ibarra for the first out of the inning. What a play by Caruso over at third to retire Amelung for the first out.
Yeah, fantastic play there, Tyler. And to go back to the trivia question, I think I'm going to stick with my original answer and say that it was the zoo.
That is incorrect. You not for credit, but do you want to take another attempt as the first pitch to Braden Curlis misses for a ball?
See, last time I didn't get it correct on the second one, and I made myself look stupid by canceling out the one that was correct. So I'm going to make sure I don't look stupid, and I'm going to say that it's the flag one and just hope it is.
It's a flag of it's a lion on the flag, not a tiger. So you're incorrect with that one, as it's a 1-1 count on Braden Curlis at the plate. Next pitch misses for a ball, 2-1. It's actually a military unit. So the Tigers are named after the Detroit Light Guard, which was a military unit from the Civil War, and they earned that nickname of the Tigers for their fierce fighting style. The team's name was adopted after the Light Guard gained fame for their bravery. The team also used the name in more lore fashion of the Tigers in reference to the striped socks, which were supposed to look like tiger paws.
I really like that. That was a very good question, Tyler.
Now, the zoo one is, in fact, correct. That the Detroit Zoo was one of the first in America to house tigers. The one that I completely made up is that the owner liked tigers. I have no clue.
I figured that was, but I could also see that just somehow being correct.
Yeah. That's why I threw it in there. But, City of Detroit flag, I believe it has 4 quadrants. One of them is a lion. It is, if you look at it, you might think it's a tiger. So I think a lot of people would kind of connect
Assume that.
So,
see, when we started that in the third inning, I said that I don't know my flags, and I didn't want to risk it being correct and me looking dumb.
Full count on Braden Curlis, fouls this one to the back. There's a lot of talk in Cleveland, back close to where I'm from, about having a new flag of Cleveland because, like you said, not many people really know it. I think Chicago is the representative of that. Everyone knows what Chicago's flag is because of how much the city markets it. As this one chopped over to the left side of the infield, fielded by Casillas at short, and makes a nice throw across the diamond to throw out Braden Curlis. Michigan's defense continues to be stellar here in this 5th inning. Bowling Green 2 quick outs with Carter Motice coming to the plate.
Yeah, Tyler, Bowling Green continuing to put the bat on the ball, and Michigan just keeps taking them and just getting the outs.
Just not a lot of hard contact by the Falcons here today. As the first pitch misses high and outside to Motice. Motice batting .323 this season. This is 9th game of the year after he made his collegiate debut at Youngstown State. Chops this one over to Ibarra at first. Steps on the bag. 3 unassisted to end the inning. Bowling Green goes down in order 1, 2, 3 for the 4th time in 5 innings here today. We go to the bottom half of the inning. Michigan leading 4-0 here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Baseball heads to the state up north for a non-conference battle against Michigan on Tuesday, April 22nd. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Noah Seeley will have the call beginning at 3:45 for pregame and 4 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, and Luke Krause still on the mound for Bowling Green, going to try to work into his 5th inning of action for the Orange and Brown. They trail Michigan 4-0 as we hit the bottom of the 5th. Michigan scoring 2 runs in the 4th on the 2-run home run by Greg Pace Jr., and they've really taken control of this game as Bowling Green has been unable to make really any solid contact and muster just 2 hits against Michigan starter Will Rogers.
Yeah, Tyler, and like we said at the top of the broadcast, Krause isn't normally a long inning guy to this point. We're going to look for how much his pitch count is, his total, his max of all time.
66 right now so far here today, so we'll see how much more he has in the gas tank. First pitch ball thrown to Braden Jeffries. It's 2-3-4 in the order for Michigan. Jeffries, Voigt, and Caruso due up. Bunt laid down here by Jeffries, fielded by Kraus. Flip over to get on, not in time. A perfect bunt laid down, a drag bunt by Braden Jeffries towards the first base line. Kraus got over to it and made the flip to get on, but the speed of Jeffries beating him out. And an infield single for Braden Jeffries to begin the fifth.
One of the biggest advantages, Tyler, of being a left-handed hitter is being able to do that drag bunt, and he executed it perfectly, had the speed to get right down there.
And we already saw it. Only one stolen base coming into the day, but he got one in the first. We see that speed when he wants it. This one in the turf. Nice stop by Coop McKenzie. Looks back Jeffries to make sure he goes back to the bag. And you know who really epitomized that and who I think of when you think left-handed hitter utilizing that a little closer, a few more feet closer to first base is Ichiro.
Yeah.
He was, I think, the first one in, American baseball. As this one is swing and a miss, and they have Jeffries in a rundown between first and second. Still in a rundown. Here's Motice, finally, or not Motice, apologies. There's Antillion finally tagging him out. A few throws back and forth. Jeffries being really aggressive on the base pass over at first, and he has gunned down in the rundown.
McKenzie with a quick throw to first. I didn't even see the ball get down there.
A great defensive play by Coop McKenzie. I know we talk about it a lot with Garrett Wright, that he is arguably the best defensive catcher in the MAC. Coop McKenzie's not far behind. He is a great defender behind the plate.
And I think that attests to why they feel comfortable putting Garrett Wright into right field, into left field, because they have these good backups in Zach Horkey and Cooper McKenzie.
Swing and a miss at the plate by Mitch Voigt. Down, full count now, 3-2. As this one in the dirt, so it's a one-out walk to Mitch Voigt. And that Jeffries out was a catcher to first, the second to pitcher to short. So it is a 2-3-4-1-6.
It's a lot of numbers, Tyler.
Just a little bit. 2-3-4-1-6 put out for Bowling Green against Jeffries. Third walk allowed by Luke Kraus here today, brings up Cole Caruso. And Caruso flies this one out left field. Motice gonna settle under it and make the catch for the second out of the inning. Staying put at first is Voigt.
Motice staying calm and collected out there. Multiple fly balls out to him, and he's done a great job of collecting them and getting them in.
And do have an update with that career pitch count that we were talking about with Kraus. So he now sits at 75 pitches. That is a new career high in a game for Luke Kraus. Credit to Caden Knapp for doing some research for us. He's here writing the game for Falcon Media Sports Network. His previous high was 66, the mark that he came into this inning with against Eastern Michigan. Back on May 10th of last year. He only went 3 2/3 in that outing, gave up 7 hits and 4 runs in a game that Eastern Michigan won by 1 run, 10-9. As runner is off here on the pitch, the throw down by McKenzie, not in time. Holding the tag is Gunnar Antillia, no luck. It's a stolen base for Mitch Voigt, his first of the day and his 12th of the year. 12 for 14 on the base pass this season for Mitch Voigt.
Tyler, that was a very good throwdown by Cooper McKenzie. He almost took off Luke Kraus's head.
Just a little bit to the left side of the bag, the shortstop side. If it was to the right side, would have been a lot closer.
Without a doubt.
A lot of speed on the base pass in Mitch Voigt. It's a 1-1 count on Jeter Ibarra at the plate. 2 outs in the inning. The runner on second for Michigan now in the form of Voigt. Strike thrown in there by Kraus. Count goes to 1-2. Kraus looking to complete 5 innings here at Ray Fisher Stadium and continue to eat up these outs for Bowling Green. His pitch is foul over to the left side. I got to say, all these buildings around this stadium are pretty awesome. And you can tell the modern ones, the old ones. This stadium's been here since 1923. So there's been a lot built around it over the past few decades.
Yeah, and I think one of the coolest parts about this stadium is being able to see into the softball stadium. I think that's such a cool part to it.
This one chopped up the middle, past Kraus, coming in as Antillian, gloves it, throws it for the final out. Nice play by Gunnar Antillian coming in from short. Retires Jeter Ibarra, and we head to the top of the 6th. Michigan leading Bowling Green 4-0 with the Falcons coming up to bat when we come back on WBGU 88.1 FM. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, we go to the top of the 6th. Michigan still leading Bowling Green 4-0. And still Will Rogers out there on the mound for the Wolverines. His pitch count at just 54 pitches as we go to the 6th inning. He's been ultra effective for Michigan.
Yeah, Tyler, both pitchers doing their jobs. Obviously, Krause has given up 4 runs.
Yeah.
But he's doing it in a fashion where his pitch count's staying low. He's limiting hits. They only have 5 hits. He's doing his job. Just some unlucky runs here and there.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be 9-hole hitter Alex Laird, then top of the order with Gunnar Antillian and Garrett Wright due up. First pitch off speed to Laird in there for a strike. And you know, this is, I said this to you off, this kind of game that LB Commissioner Rob Manfred would love. Manfred, a huge proponent of speeding up the game, and this one has been just that fast as Laird gets plunked by a pitch. He'll get a free 90 feet over to first, and Bowling Green has their third base runner of the day.
Yeah, Tyler, I'd have to agree with you on that. He definitely would love this game. It's going by really fast, and I'm the opposite of that right now. I would really like to stay here for a little longer.
And, you know, something else I wanted to point out, too, we were talking about as we go to the top of the order with Gunnar Antillian, we were talking about the surroundings of the stadium the last half inning. Past the, I'm not exactly sure what that building is. Looks like some sort of a field house past the scoreboard in right field as it's a first pitch ball to the red-hot Antillian. You can see Michigan Stadium, the big house.
Yes, you can.
Back there. I got to call a game there against BG my freshman year here. Tremendous stadium as this ball is high and off and running and stealing second is Alex Laird. Give Laird his 5th stolen base on the year. He stays perfect on attempts, 5 for 5. And Bowling Green is a runner in scoring position for just the second time today.
Yeah, Tyler, coming back to the big house point, it's one of the best stadiums
It is.
in the country, college
It is.
football-wise. And I was lucky enough 2 years ago to come to the game of Ohio State and Michigan.
That must
Very
have
lucky.
been. That must have been a fun experience.
It was. I was on the losing end of it, obviously, as an Ohio State fan. But the experience was incredible. You are correct. That is a field house.
Okay.
My family and I had come down here, and we tried to take a look at the baseball field, and we tried to walk into the field house. They didn't like that very much, Tyler. I'll tell you.
I don't think they would have. Fastball catches the outside corner against Gunnar Antillian. Count goes to 3-1. The game I went to, the BG Michigan game, I believe was the first game in Michigan Stadium history with the new lights that they debuted, which was a very cool experience. As another foul ball hit into the parking lot here. Bounces a few times before running into a car, assumably.
I think it's safe to say that the Big Ten has some of the best stadiums in all the country.
And the baseball stadiums aren't too shabby either. You look at Ohio State and Michigan. Another one fouled off into the parking lot by Gunnar Antillion. That one hits a car on the fly.
Doubled it, too. I'm counting it. I wish I had one for hitting 2 on my bingo sheet.
That is very interesting how close that parking lot is to this stadium. I think Henry Costco, our very own, who's doing video for this game, parked that car pretty close along there. Hopefully his is all right. As this one grounded to the left side of the infield, fielded by Casillas, the shortstop. He throws across the diamond to Ibarra for the first out of the inning. Staying put at second is Laird.
Yeah, Tyler, and I was going to mention this before that at bat by Antillion, but I think we really needed to get Laird on here, seeing as we're coming up to the top of the order. This is the time to get some runs back.
Brings up Garrett Wright, who has been the best hitter on this Bowling Green team this season. Came into the game with a .435 batting average. 32 runs batted in for him this year. Second most on this Falcon squad, as this one gets away from Miller behind the plate. Advancing to third is going to be Alex Laird. Bowling Green, their first run of the game, just 90 feet away over at third base.
Laird doing his job throughout this whole game. Has a single in the third inning, hit by pitch now, 2 stolen bases, moving around.
Falcons pressuring Will Rogers here. His pitch is fouled to the right side into the Bowling Green dugout, off the netting by Wright. Count 1-1 on Garrett Wright. Wright, coming off a MAC Freshman of the Year campaign last year, has been absolutely brilliant this season. Swings and misses on that one. You don't see him swing and miss like that very often. Fooled on the off-speed by Will Rogers. A beautiful pitch. 69-mile-per-hour curveball by Rogers. Really slowed it down against Garrett Wright there.
Yeah, probably much needed against Wright.
Count goes to 1-2. Wright fouls this one off at the plate. Rogers' fastball here today has been sitting low 90s.
That's a big dip into that off-speed.
I wish we had that radar technology on Stellar Field showed on the big board.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things.
Just a few.
I would say. Just a few.
The 1-2 pitch by Rogers. This one popped up center field past Casillas. The shortstop drifting out, and it's going to drive in Alex Laird. Bowling Green finally gets on the board with the RBI single from Garrett Wright. Make it a 4-1 game here in the top of the sixth.
Wright was the exact person you needed for that situation. Very good at situational hitting. Always gets the ball into play. He knocks one right in between all 4 of those Michigan defenders.
Brings up Gavin Gannon. Gannon 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out to short and a fly out to center. First pitch to Gannon. Off speed in there for a strike.
Tyler, is it safe to say that Gavin Gannon might be one of the most popped guys on this Bowling Green team? He has so much swagger.
He does. Always does. Always comes with a lot of energy for Bowling Green. As it's an 0-2 count on him now. And you mentioned the situational hitting for Garrett Wright. Batting .424 coming in today's game with runners on base. And it's actually a .443 batting average with the base pass empty. So he's great either way. He's just been mashing the ball this season.
He does his job no matter what comes up.
As it's an 0-2 count on Gannon. Pickoff attempts not in time. Back safely is Wright. This one flown out right field. Jeffries chasing after it towards the line, and it goes out of play into the Bowling Green dugout.
Gannon got a hold of that one there, Tyler. Wishing it went a little bit more fair. Maybe got a little bit farther out that way, but we'll see if he can do it again here.
Still an 0-2 count on Gavin Gannon. And Gannon, I think, for the first time this season, We see him without that ninja headband that he usually wears.
That's correct.
He usually has an orange ninja headband. We've seen a white one a few times this season, as this is down and outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Not wearing one here today.
Shocking he didn't go with the orange to keep the rest of the orange outfit.
You would think that would make sense there, but going without it, it was kind of like when LeBron, wore the headband the first few years of his career. When he changed to it, it was kind of a shock.
Yeah, definitely to say that without a doubt.
Ganon drives this one deep left field. Going back is Inge at the wall. He jumps and makes the catch as he drifts into the wall. Ganon gave that one a ride, but a nice catch by Inge in left field at the wall. Retires Ganon and keeps Garrett Wright at first base. 2 outs in the inning with TJ Tackett's coming up to bat.
Inge doing a great job out there, Tyler, being able to read how far he was away from the wall. Stay there. I think he touched it a little bit. Didn't make full contact with it, and he got the out.
Read that one perfectly. And once again, I've said it a few times here. I'll say it again. Michigan's defense has been impressive today, to say the least. Tackett pops this one up to the left side. That's going to drift just out of play by a few feet. Past that netting into that Michigan bullpen, I should say.
Tyler, if that netting was not there, I would have checked off another thing on the bingo sheet.
Still got 2 to go, right? You got that and the foul ball up towards us.
That's going to be the hardest one. That one's probably really hard, but
You got to show off your reflexes if you get a chance, though. You won't be able to miss it.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to jump out here and catch it. I'm ready.
0-1 count on TJ Tackett's. Will Rogers comes set, delivers up high. Count goes to 1-1. Garrett Wright still standing on first. Wright does have 6 stolen bases this season on 8 attempts. Alex Laird stealing a base earlier in the inning. This one driven up the middle into the outfield by TJ Tackett's. Garrett Wright going to stay put at second. The single by Tackett's gives Bowling Green base runners on first and second with 2 outs and Coop McKenzie coming up to the plate.
Tackett's first hit of the ball game. Having 2 outs, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Really need to get that one in there. Have 2 guys on now.
McKenzie 0 for 2 on the day. A fly out to right and a ground out to short. Batting average at .217 this season. Does have 16 runs batted in on the year.
No better time to get it up to 18, Tyler.
He is the game-tying run at the plate in the 6th inning for Bowling Green as the Falcons trail the Wolverines 4-1. Michigan with a slight edge in hits 5-4. He drives this one in left field, and that's going to settle in front of Inge. They're going to send Garrett Wright around. Here comes the throw. There's not going to be a throw home as driving in is Garrett Wright home, and over in pain at third is TJ Tackett's.
So, Tyler, what happened there is the throw in from left field from Inge hit Tackett's.
Okay, I was wondering because it looked like they were trying to get a relay in, and Tackett's, it looks like maybe that left arm he's holding.
Yeah, and the way that was coming in from Inge, it was coming in hot. That is not what you want to see. Very unlucky placement there.
It's Kyle Halleck and the trainer going to head out. It's Tackett's, I think, holding his right arm.
Which would make sense because he was running this way, so the arm would be towards left field.
It's not what you want to see. It's an RBI single for Cooper McKenzie. He drives in Garrett Wright from second, and Tackett's advances to third. That is not what you want to see if you're a Bowling Green fan.
Yeah, Tyler, and one of those situations that you don't see happen very often, someone getting hit by the ball, not from the bat getting hit out, but from the throw in.
And boy, that would be a huge loss if Tackett's has to leave this game. You're already without DJ Newman due to injury and Sam Seidel due to injury. That's a preseason first-team All-American and a reigning All-MAC first-team selection. The Falcons are already playing without. Tackett's, though, going to tough it out and stay in the game over at third. That's a good sign for Bowling Green.
Tyler, I think the toughest thing is that's one of the hard spots to get hit.
Yeah.
Getting hit in the leg, it hurts, yes, but you can get through that. Getting hit anywhere, especially if it was on the elbow, that would really hurt.
As now we're going to have a mound visit for Michigan. There is an arm up in the bullpen. And it is going to be a pitching change for Michigan. So new pitcher coming into the game. When we come back, Bowling Green has runners on first and third. With 2 outs, they trail the Wolverines 4-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to BGSU Baseball on WBGU 88.1 FM. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM. Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, the new pitcher into the game for Michigan is Preston Barr, a freshman right-handed pitcher from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. He's thrown 9 2/3 innings this season, given up 12 hits and 8 runs, 4 strikeouts to 3 walks, has given up 4 extra base hits. His ERA on the season stands at 7.45. And Bowling Green also has a pitcher from that area in Michigan. It is Nick Good from Grosse Pointe. And apparently there's 5 different areas of Grosse Pointe in Michigan. So they're relatively close in that area.
Yeah, you know, it would be real interesting. I don't know if it'll happen if Nick Good can get into the ball game somehow pitching-wise. It would be interesting to see a little pitching matchup between the two.
So not exactly from the same city, but close enough.
Close enough. I'd consider it probably the same city, just not like different.
Same region.
Yeah, same region.
Same region. Barr has gotten a lot of action recently. Pitched on Friday and Sunday against Iowa. Friday outing was 3 innings of scoreless baseball, 2 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed. Gave up just 1 hit and no runs in 2/3 of scoreless baseball on Sunday against Iowa. Brock Gamelung up to the plate for Bowling Green, designated hitter. Fouls off the first pitch, just to the right of the press box.
Close, Tyler. I'm ready. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I will not leave this stadium until a foul ball comes into the press box.
They have to leave Noah Seeley behind. The next pitch by Barr, driven out, right field. Going back is Jeffries towards the warning track, and he makes the catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning. But Bowling Green strikes for 2 runs in the top of the 6th. They cut Michigan's lead in half to 4-2. We head to the bottom of the 6th right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU Women's Golf competes in the MAC Championship in Muncie, Indiana on Saturday, April 20th through Tuesday, April 22nd. Falcon Media Sports Network's Artie Abrego will have a recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, new pitcher into the game for Bowling Green is C.J. Boudreau. Boudreaux, also a freshman for the Falcons, as we've seen him primarily in these midweek games this season. Boudreaux does not have a decision this season. This will be his 9th appearance, 8th out of the bullpen. 11-17 earned run average, 9 2/3 innings pitched. He has 11 strikeouts to 8 walks, a double, and a home run allowed. And that does mark the end of the day for Luke Krause. So can you take us through the final line for Luke Krause, Noah?
Yeah, Tyler, I got you. So, excuse me. So Luke Krause ends his day, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs given up, 2 earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 1 balk, which is interesting, doesn't happen very often. That's all on 80 pitches total, which is his new career high.
All in all, a solid outing and a start for Luke Krause, his first start this season.
Yeah, definitely made it through what he normally does. He normally gets through 3 innings, 4 innings, made it a little bit farther, and got to a new career high, which I think is great against a team like Michigan.
That'll be 6, 7, 8 due up for the Wolverines. Noah Miller, Jonathan Kim, and Tyler Inge. First pitch to Miller, fouled off to the right side. Miller batting .260 this season. C.J. Boudreaux sporting that bright teal kind of aqua blue glove. Always a signature sign for him to know when he's on the mound. This one also fouled off to the right side. A few players on this team also use a teal bat. I know T.J. Tackett's one of them.
I like the teal color personally.
Yeah,
I think it
pops.
It pops well on a baseball field.
And it kind of goes a little bit well with the orange, I want to say. It kind of contrasts it a little bit.
A little bit of an old school Cavs color.
Yeah, this one runs inside on the off speed and hits Noah Miller. So a hit by pitch in the first batter faced for C.J. Boudreaux. And that'll bring up Jonathan Kim with a base runner and nobody out.
That's going to be Noah Miller's first time on base. He's been out to the right side of the field both times beforehand.
C.J. Boudreaux, right-handed arm for Bowling Green, replacing the left-handed arm of Luke Krause. Also, while we have this little pause, I want to give a shout-out to BGSU Women's Golf. They finished second at the MAC Championships, their highest finish in program history. And Kent State won the tournament. They have never lost the MAC Championship. They've won it every single year. The sport has been competed at a MAC Championship level in the conference. But shout out to Bowling Green Women's Golf for their high finish over the MAC Championships.
Tyler, I'd count that as a win.
Oh, definitely.
I do really like to go by the fact that if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
But I would count that as a win.
You know, Erin Fay's done a great job of turning that program around. I got to talk to her when I was doing the Derek Vandermeer feature piece that came out earlier this semester. I worked on that with Chaz McNeil, the other baseball beat for Falcon Media Sports Network. She was a joy to talk to, very eccentric personality. So credit to her and that program for finishing second over there. As the runner is off on the pitch, the throw down, not in time. Stolen base for Noah Miller. For Miller, that will be his first stolen base of the year. And he moves into scoring position with nobody out and an 0-1 count at the plate on Jonathan Kim.
Tyler, one thing that I've seen from Cooper McKenzie on his throwdowns, he tends to leave it too far, and it stays on the shortstop side.
Check swing here, foul ball off the check swing into the Michigan dugout, and that definitely is something that he's struggled with at times this year on the throwdowns, and we've seen it here today both times to just the opposite side of the bag. And that's actually going to be the first career stolen base for Noah Miller, the redshirt freshman, as it's a swing and a miss at the plate, and down on strikes is Jonathan Kim. So the first strikeout of the outing for C.J. Boudreaux. He gets the first out of the inning as Tyler Inge comes up to the plate.
Very good job there by Boudreaux.
Boudreaux, another guy similar to some of the other freshmen that we've seen like Carson Sova that has progressed throughout this season. From his very first start in midweek action, his very first appearance, I should say, to where he is now, facing a Power 5 opponent on the road. That's something Kyle Halleck's talked about a few times this season, that these guys come to Bowling Green because they get these experiences in the games. They learn on the job with the Falcons.
Yeah, and I think that is such a huge point into why our pitching staff is so good.
Strike thrown in by Boudreau. Count goes to 1-1. A decent turnout of Bowling Green fans down this first base side of the stands.
Not too far of a drive.
No, it's about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the traffic that you face. It's an 0-2 count on Tyler Inge. The pitch by Boudreau hit up the middle past the jumping Boudreau, but it's fielded by Curlis at second. The throw over in time for the second out of the inning.
Curlis, Tyler, was playing a little bit farther towards second base there. Don't know if he was trying to cover the bag in case of a throwback or not, but it worked out perfectly in his favor.
And that was actually, apologies, not the first stolen base for Noah Miller, as that was a pinch runner for Michigan. That was A.J. Garcia, the sophomore outfielder. So that is Garcia on second base. First pitch thrown in for a strike against Greg Pace Jr., the 9-hole hitter. So Noah Miller will have to wait a little longer for that first career collegiate
I was going to
stolen
say,
base.
we tried to help him out there, Tyler, but their coach had other plans.
Shout out to Kyle Edmond for pointing that out for me. Sports information director for Bowling Green Baseball. It's a 1-1 count at the plate on Greg Pace Jr. Of course, you remember back in the fourth inning, hit a 2-run home run to left field, clearing that brick wall that we did find out is in play. So you have to clear that brick wall, which I wonder how tall that is. You look at the player, that's got to be at least 15 feet up there, 15, 20 feet.
And you know, Tyler, I think that is probably why it only is 312 out there and 320 to right.
It's kind of like a mini green monster out there in left field.
I was actually going to mention that to you off air at the start of the game, but I didn't know if it was going to be in play or not.
This one sliced foul down the right side. It's an interesting ballpark.
Yeah, and like I had mentioned at the start of the broadcast too, that's one of the best things about baseball is its ability to have these cool, different little unique quirks to it.
And it's always interesting to see how non-baseball people react to hearing that, because a lot of baseball fans love that. I'm one of those. Is this one in the dirt for a ball, but a nice stop by Coop McKenzie. Count runs full against Greg Pace Jr. I think that's something that just brings some life and different identity into the game.
Yeah,
makes it different.
It's so unique. No other major sport does that. You have the same length of a football field, the same distance as basketball court-wise, hockey, arena stuff, all that.
This one flown foul. Count stays at 3-2. For the most part, soccer pitches are pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many different points of a baseball field. The backstop could be farther out. You could have, like Michigan does, those little edges.
Could you imagine like three-point arcs being different lengths?
Oh, that would be so weird.
At different NBA arenas.
Or different heights on the rims. I've heard people talk about those things.
This one grounded too short. Nice stop by Gunnar Antillion. Throws across the diamond for the final out of the inning. We head to the top of the seventh. Michigan leading BG 4-2 here at Ray Fisher Stadium in Ann Arbor. You're listening to BGSU Baseball on WBGU 88.1 FM. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
It's the 7th inning between Bowling Green and Michigan here in Ann Arbor at Ray Fisher Stadium. Stadium built back in 1923. The Wolverines lead the Falcons 4-2. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Noah Sealant for the Falcon and Media Sports Network. Glad to have you guys all along. Thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday afternoon battle between the Falcons and the Wolverines. It's been a fun one so far, been a quick one. We're about an hour 40 into this broadcast, into this game. We've already reached the 7th inning, something that almost feels impossible. Games at Stellar Field recently.
Yeah, without a doubt, Tyler. And I think Bowling Green's looking to extend this time period because they like it. They like the longer games, so I'm thinking they're going to have a big inning this inning with the Three Stooges coming up 7, 8, 9 freshmen.
Three Stooges, 7, 8, and 9. That's the nickname they've earned among themselves. Braden Curlis, Carter Motice, and Alex Laird. 7, 8, 9 hole, all freshmen for the Falcons. Curlis fouls off the first pitch he sees into the camera well by the Michigan dugout. Braden Curlis has been really the most consistent appearing player out of the three this season. Next pitch he sees fouled off to the back. You can kind of make out the nicknames themselves. Braden Curlis, Curly, Carter Motice, Mo, and Alex Laird, Larry.
When I first saw that in the game notes, Tyler, I laughed out loud because it was so perfect. It only made sense that each of them had the last names of Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Yeah. Swing and a miss by Curlis. He goes down on 3 pitches, 2 foul balls, and a swing and a miss.
Not only, Tyler, does Coach Halleck do a good job of getting the pitchers time as freshmen, he also does a good job of working in them into the lineup, the people that play in the field, and I think they all have deserved their time in the ballgame.
They definitely have. They've all worked into it different ways throughout the season and earned that position. And it helps in Alex Laird's case that, unfortunately, Sam Seidel not able to play currently, so that's opened up that slot for him to slide back in. But shown here by Carter Motice, lays it down and it goes just foul down the third baseline. Motice breaking onto the scene with 2 doubles in his collegiate debut on the road against Youngstown State. Chaz McNeil and I were there for that. Hit 2 opposite field doubles against the Penguins in Northeast Ohio. And has stayed pretty consistent ever since, coming into this game with a .323 batting average on the season through 8 games. Currently still sitting above that 300 mark, .303, as he's 0 for 2 today. Thought about going on that off speed, held back. It's in there for a strike. Count moves to 0-2. 5 RBIs, 3 doubles on the season for Carter Motice.
Yeah, Tyler, and Preston Barr, the Michigan pitcher's been doing a great job getting the outs, doing what he has to do since he's come in. We haven't talked about him too much.
He's definitely been solid. He's also a freshman on the mound.
Yes.
So, freshman battle in these 3 at-bats for Preston Barr.
Michigan getting a chance to put some of their freshmen in, see how they do.
Count 1-2. Barr from the windup. His delivery. This one lined to right field, but going back and making the catch is Jeffries for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, another great piece there by Motice. Just right fielder over there. Braden Jeffries got over there.
7 flyouts for the Falcons here today. A lot of flyouts by both teams combined. Ball's been put in play. Not a ton of runs scored. First pitch to Alex Laird, the last of the 3 freshmen in a row at the bottom of the Falcons' order. Looks at a first pitch ball.
Yeah, Tyler Laird looking to avenge the 2 other freshmen, try and get on base here. One thing I'd like to point out about those fly balls, is it might possibly be because there isn't as much wind as normal
Yeah.
for Bowling Green, that those fly balls are staying in the park rather than getting out or getting to the foul poles and going out.
Definitely used to the wind in Bowling Green. It helps and hurts. Not much of it here today. It's really slowed down ever since the beginning of the game. Feels more like that 5-mile-per-hour breeze that the weather app was telling us at the beginning of the game.
And the sun has definitely gotten to the beating down point. I'm feeling it up here in the press
Shadows starting to come in play, too, with the light poles and the big batter's eye in center field. Starting to creep in from the outfield towards the infield.
Another interesting little piece that could be important.
Could be this. Fastball runs up and in at 89 miles per hour against Laird. Backs away from it. He's ahead in the count, 3-1. There's 2 outs in the inning. Nobody on the base pass.
Another thing about Laird, Tyler, is I've always been told next man up when something like an injury happens, and I think he's done a great job of stepping up and being this 9-hole hitter.
Swings at this one, flies it out fairly deep center field. Going back is Pace. He makes the catch to end the inning. 1-2-3. Bowling Green's freshmen go down in order here in the 7th inning. We go to the 7th inning stretch at Ray Fisher Stadium in Ann Arbor. Wolverines lead the Falcons 4-2 right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune into WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Another new pitcher on for the Falcons, and this one's an exciting one, Noah. It's the collegiate debut of Micah Smith. Freshman right-hander standing at 6'2", 180 from Flat Rock, Michigan. Attended New Boston Huron. He makes his collegiate debut against the Michigan Wolverines here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, Tyler, and I don't think Micah Smith would have it any other way than having his collegiate debut in his home state.
Definitely not, and a lot of cheers coming from the Bowling Green side, especially the Bowling Green bench. They are into it.
They love it.
For Micah Smith, his collegiate debut. Before we get into that, let's go over the final line for C.J. Boudreau. Came into the game in relief for Luke Krause, who gave the Falcons 5 solid innings. Can give us the final line for the freshman C.J. Boudreau.
Yeah, Tyler, I got you. Boudreau only made it through 1 inning, gave up 0 hits, 0 runs, no earned runs, obviously. Gave up 1, struck out 1, Tyler. Had 1 hit batter, faced 4, and had a total of 17 pitches. So, solid outing there for 1 inning. No hits given up.
Another inning under his belt for the freshman and C.J. Boudreau.
Which is all you can ask.
Yeah, can't ask for much
games.
more. Now the attention turns to number 8 on the mound, Micah Smith, for the Falcons. See what he can do in his collegiate debut. It'll be a battle of the number 8s in this first at-bat. Number 8, the leadoff hitter for Michigan, Benjamin Casillas, leading things off for the Wolverines. It'll be 1-2-3, Casillas, Jeffries, and Voigt, 2 up. Big test for Micah Smith early on into his outing.
Yeah, without a doubt, Tyler. Very tough matchup going 1-2-3, especially with Benjamin Casillas being the first batter.
First pitch of the collegiate career for Micah Smith. Misses up and in for a ball.
Making sure Casillas stays off that plate.
The dugout into it for the Falcons. This one also misses up by Smith.
I would assume there are some nerves up there, Tyler.
You'd have to think just a little bit.
And I hope most of them are excitement nerves, that he's excited to be out there.
His next pitch just misses as well. Sitting high 80s right now is Micah Smith. 3-0 the count against his first batter in Casillas. Bunt shown here. Fastball right down the middle, 87 miles per hour, in there for a strike.
That has to be a confidence booster for him. Getting a strike in there without a doubt.
Haven't seen anything but the fastball so far.
Not really shocked by that, Tyler.
This one misses to the outside at 88, and it's 5-pitch walk issued by Micah Smith against his first career batter. And he'll face Braden Jeffries with a runner on.
I would assume going into it, you're throwing strike, or first pitch, you're throwing fastball till you get a strike, if I'm Smith.
Jeffries is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles. Smith now works from the stretch with a runner on. His pitch fouled off to the right side. Smith comes from an ultra-athletic family. His brother Isaac plays football at Indiana Wesleyan University. His dad, Chad, played football at Albion College. And his mother, Allison, played softball at Clearwater Christian University.
Micah decided to be the odd one out. Decided to go to the baseball route. A little less contact.
His pitch to Jeffries goes behind Jeffries to the backstop. And the wild pitch is going to allow Casillas to advance to second. Some early outing nerves for Micah Smith in his first collegiate appearance. And Coop McKenzie is going to go out to the mound to have a talk with him.
Yeah, definitely the right move here by McKenzie. You got to realize Micah Smith is his first time out. It's probably the right time to go out there. Coop McKenzie, talk to him, try and calm him down, let the nerves come out.
And I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but this has to be right around double-digit freshmen appearing in games for Bowling Green this season. I know I wrote about it in one of my bullpen bulletins. I can't remember which one.
There's been a few to say the least.
There's been a few.
It could be any of them. But I again, as we've mentioned so many times, it's just an attest to what Coach Halleck can do and bring in all these freshmen that are able to play.
1-1 pitch by Smith. This one driven deep left field. Going after it is Motice. It's off the big wall. And they're going to call it just foul.
Couldn't really see from up here, Tyler.
That one was close. Just foul.
Yeah, I can't see the rest of that white line going down there, so we have no clue.
Would have been in play if it was fair. And the official number of freshmen that have played in a game this season for Bowling Green is double digits at 10.
It's an impressive number. It really is.
It's been a young team, especially with some setbacks due to injuries that Bowling Green has faced, has put them in that position. Kyle Halleck utilizing 10 freshmen this season. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Coop McKenzie. I've said that a few times here today.
Yeah, he's done his job. He's done his job for sure. That wild pitch was on Micah Smith. It went behind the batter and the right-hand batters, and the right-hand batter's box, excuse me. Cooper McKenzie's done his job.
2-2 count now. Micah Smith delivers to the plate. Fastball up and outside. Smith's been sitting high 80s in his collegiate debut. Have not seen much of the breaking stuff yet. As the count goes full to 3-2. Smith comes set, takes a look back at second, now delivers to the plate. This one drilled center field. Fairly deep, but settling under it is TJ Tackett. He makes the catch for the out, but advancing to third is Casillas.
Yeah, and Casillas just read that right. Tackett wasn't going to get that ball to third. A lot of the throws coming in are not going to be able to make those outs.
So 1 out in the inning now. A runner on third for Michigan in the form of Benjamin Casillas. And Mitch Voigt up to the plate. Kyle Halleck going to come out for a mound visit. There is an arm up in the Bowling Green bullpen. Right-handed arm up for the Falcons.
Tyler, I'd like to see Micah Smith get through an inning. I'm really hoping he does.
It's Cade Arn up in the bullpen for Bowling Green. Would be cool to see Micah Smith get through an inning if he could. Arn, the junior right-hander from Bellefontaine, Ohio. Just a normal mound visit, it appears, for Kyle Halleck out there with the infield. Try to calm the nerves of Micah Smith.
Head ump Todd Odell had to go out there, tell him it's time to be done.
One out in the inning, and it's Mitch Voigt up to the plate. Voigt batting .374 this season, 9 homers, 43 runs batted in. Runner on third for Michigan in form of Casillas. First pitch of the at-bat by Micah Smith. Misses down and outside for a ball. Infield playing in.
Yeah,
looking to possibly nail the runner at home on anything hit on the ground.
Couldn't agree more. Trying to keep it a 2-run game. Not let too many more runs come in.
Fastball right down the middle at 88 miles per hour. In there for a strike. The DeLorean number.
What?
The DeLorean number.
You got me lost, Tyler.
Back to the Future?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
wow.
we can't have another Chaz situation.
No, it's not going to be another
Okay.
Chaz Rocky situation. I've seen Back to the Future. I blanked there, Tyler. I'm very sorry. It won't happen again.
Going to start making me feel old at 21. 2-1 count by Smith. This one in the turf. Nice stop by McKenzie again behind the plate. Count goes to 3-1. Control been an issue in this outing so far for Micah Smith, his first career collegiate appearance.
Yeah, and a little bit expected, I would say. Not in the fact that he can't throw strikes, but in the fact of it's his first outing. He needs to figure it out. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Nerves and jitters on the mound. This one misses outside at 89 miles per hour. Second walk of the outing by Micah Smith. Runners on the corners with just one out, and Cole Caruso up to the dish.
Cole Caruso not having the best day at the plate. 3 outs. No strikeouts. 3 pop-outs / ground outs are all around the outfield.
As we're going to have a meeting now between the Michigan hitters and the base runners. And Bowling Green going to just kind of wander around the infield, wait this out.
Possible maybe bunt situation.
This is one part of
hit and run.
college baseball that's interesting. You have these kind of hitter meetings. You don't really get that in the majors.
No.
You only get that opportunity when there is a mound visit or a pitching change, really only.
Very interesting. I actually have not seen anything really like this.
As the meeting, I should say, there's no real visit. The meeting is over. That's one thing that I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. I think it is something probably you should have in college baseball, but it's just a little odd for me.
It is. No, it definitely is. And I think it's to that point that the fact that the runners are coming over too.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it. I would understand hitting-wise.
Yeah.
The batter being able to go back. I could see that.
291 batting average this season for Cole Caruso. First pitch to him down low for a ball. 9 homers, 32 runs batted in for him. Chance to add to that second total in this at-bat. Runners on the corners. Mitch Voigt on first. Benjamin Casillas on third. Just one out in the inning. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Michigan leading Bowling Green 4-2. This ball in the turf, stopped by McKenzie, but advancing to second with a stolen base is going to be Mitch Voigt.
A little bit of a delayed steal there by Voigt. I wonder if that's what they were talking about. You have to wonder what that was, what they were talking about.
I think you just saw that one in the turf and went off with it. There was no throw by McKenzie with the runner on third. So now 2 runners in scoring position on second and third, and it's a 3-0 count on Cole Caruso at the plate.
Smith's still trying to find the groove that he needs with 2 runners in scoring position.
Micah Smith's pitch. Down low for ball 4. 4-pitch walk of Cole Caruso for Micah Smith. And the bases are loaded on the third walk of the inning by the freshman.
Yeah, bases loaded. Not exactly what you want to see here. in your first outing. Let's see if he can work his way out of it. It's another situation where these freshmen can't always get into. Let's see if he can get himself out.
Jeter Ibarra up the bat. 0 for 3 on the day. 2 flyouts to left and a ground out to short. First pitch to Ibarra just misses.
Also to mention about Jeter Ibarra, he's been the third out in all 3 of his appearances. The
He
first,
has.
the third, and the 5th. Hopefully not the 7th for him.
Double play could do that.
It could.
Would get Micah Smith out of the inning. This one also misses by Smith. Count moves to 2-0. Bases loaded. Just 1 out in the inning for Michigan. They lead 4-2 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Middle infielders in double play depth, trying to see if they could get that double play.
The next pitch to Ibarra misses to the outside at 89 miles per hour. And it's a 3-0 count with the bases loaded. Micah Smith looking to avoid walking in a run.
At least 7 straight balls by Micah Smith.
And that one does catch the outside corner for a strike. Count moves to 3-1.
Good streak to be broken there by Micah Smith.
Pinch hitter on deck for Michigan in the form of Matt Spear, who would come in for A.J. Garcia. This one lined out to left field. Diving is Carter Motice. And he did not make the catch, just got under him. Or he did make the catch, apologies. Did make the catch, and it was tagging up from third was Casillas. He timed that up very well on the catch by Motice.
Yeah, he definitely
So
did.
nice play by Motice. It's an RBI for Ibarra on the fly out to left field. So that's the second out of the inning. Staying at second was Voigt, and of course Caruso at first. So there's 1 runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and Matt Spear pinch hits for A.J. Garcia, who came in as a pinch runner for Noah Miller back in the 6th.
A lot of movements there in that spot.
Well, we saw on the, I want to say Friday game.
Yeah, it was either Friday or Saturday. Or yeah, it was Friday.
I think the
'cause it was
Friday
moved
game.
up.
Yeah, against Ball State. 5 players in the 8-hole for the Cardinals, which is something I don't think I've ever seen
And probably ever will
at any
again.
level.
I mean,
I'm not even sure I've even seen that in youth baseball.
yeah, that's not something you'd see on the regular. It's hard enough having 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a scorekeeper's nightmare.
Yeah, my scorebook didn't like me.
No, it definitely didn't.
There was a lot of writing in that 8-hole spot.
And you know why that was? That was the 23-18 game.
It was.
There's a lot of moving around there.
About 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
This one drilled right field. Going back is Garrett Wright. He looks up, and it's out of here, a 3-run home run for Matt Spear in a pinch hit situation. And Michigan's lead grows to 8-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Rough debut for Micah Smith on the mound for Bowling Green. We'll slide away real quick for 10 seconds for station identification right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Tyler Cavlitz, Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network back here with you. 8-2 the new lead for Michigan. After the 3-run home run by Matt Spear, who is pinch hitting for A.J. Garcia.
Yeah, Tyler, the senior came in and did his job. Got that ball right over that 320 mark in right field. Garrett Wright, all he could do was look back at it and see it go over.
And we're going to have another pinch hitter. It's going to be the senior outfielder Joe Longo from Apple Valley, Minnesota. Pinch hitting for Jonathan Kim, the designated hitter in the 7-hole. Micah Smith going to throw over to first, thinking that maybe Matt Spear missed first base on his round of the base paths, and the umpire's now going to come in and talk about this. They called it safe. They said that he did touch the bag. We're going to have the umpiring crew discuss this, though.
Tyler, if I do remember correctly, I think his coach came out to the bag to give him a high five.
Oh.
Maybe Halleck thinks he missed the bag.
This is an interesting one. So Kyle Halleck now walking out to the discussion. So get a little interesting. He stops just before the foul line. Umpiring crew going to talk to him.
Halleck's a very polite guy. I don't see him losing his cool too much. I don't think this will be one of those times if it is.
Based on Halleck's reaction and where the umpire's going back, I think it's safe to say he did touch the bag. So, 3-run home run will stand for Matt Spear. As Joe Longo still going to pinch hit for Jonathan Kim. Longo batting .211 on the season. He played in the Friday game against Iowa in a pinch hit situation as well. 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch, he sees a ball. Micah Smith, the freshman, still in there in his first career collegiate appearance. It's been a rough one. He's allowed 4 runs here in the bottom of the 7th.
And
Misses up and in. Count goes to 2-0.
Tyler, if I was Micah Smith in the situation, I'd be looking towards the positive side of it. Yes, there was a 3-run home run, but now the bases are clear. You can work on this batter alone, get out of the inning.
Fastball catches the top of the zone at 86 miles per hour. Count moves to 2-1, 2 outs in the inning.
Smith's sitting very comfortably at the upper 80s, 86, 87, 88.
Velocity starting to drip down a little bit here, back up to 88 as the count goes even to 2-2. An arm up in each of the Michigan and Bowling Green bullpens. Right arms up for both sides. As the off-speed rings up, Joe Longo looking the first career collegiate strikeout for Micah Smith. As he ends the 7th inning, we go to the top of the 8th. Michigan leading Bowling Green 8-2 here in Ann Arbor on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU baseball senior pitcher Connor Penrod notched his 9th save this season against Western Michigan on Saturday, April 12th. The save puts Penrod as the program leader in single-season saves with 9. That save also puts the Falcon pitching staff at 13 so far this season, which also happens to be the single-season team record. Penrod has been having a breakout season in 2025, eclipsing the combined number of saves in his first 3 years by 8. So far this season, Penrod has pitched 19 1/3 innings with a 0.93 earned run average, allowing 14 hits, 3 runs, 8 walks, and 27 strikeouts. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletic.
We've reached the top of the 8th here at Ray Fisher Stadium in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Wolverines lead the Falcons 8-2. Preston Barr still on the mound for Michigan. Tyler Kavlitz alongside Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in for this Tuesday afternoon battle. We appreciate it. It's been a fast one. Said that a few times.
Yeah.
2 hours gone so far.
The last few innings have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's gone a little bit slower.
It's better than the average of, I want to say, probably 4 hours for a game in the Ball State series.
Yeah, it had to have been. It had to have been.
Right around that mark, maybe 3:45.
And I think the worst part is, for me at least, is that we ended up losing those games that were 4 hours long.
It's gotta be grueling for teams in those situations. As it'll be top of the order for Bowling Green, Gunnar Antillion, Garrett Wright, Gavin Gunn. First pitch to Gunnar Antillion in there for a strike. Antillion 1 for 3 on the day. His batting average currently sits at .342 this season. What a solid addition he's been to this team. through the transfer portal for Bowling Green. Lines this one out right center field, but chasing after it and making it as he slides to the ground is Pace out there in center field. A nice play as the Michigan defense continues to hold strong.
Yeah, Tyler, one thing about Antillion that I think has been starting to get overlooked a little bit because of how well he's been hitting is how defensively sound he has been and how much of a leader he has become in the shortstop position.
Definitely. We're going to have a pitching change here for the Wolverines. One out in the inning. Garrett Wright up to bat when we come back right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Back here at Ray Fisher Stadium, new pitcher into the game for the Wolverines is number 41, Grant Bradley. Bradley, a freshman and right-handed pitcher from Brooklyn, Michigan, attended Napoleon High School. He has an 11 and a third innings pitched this season, 11 strikeouts to 8 walks. Has not allowed a home run. He has given up 5 doubles and a triple, an .874 earned run average this season. He has not pitched since April 9th against Oakland. He's allowed 4 earned runs in his past 2 innings worked. So a chance here for Bowling Green to go against a pitcher who has had a lot of time off but has not had the greatest of results in the past 2 games that he has appeared in.
Yeah, and you know, Tyler, sometimes having that long of a break can affect someone poorly instead of better, as some may think. That's a long time to not throw in game, especially baseball-wise and especially at the college level where you have to deal with you can't really play too early in the year. You have to wait a little bit. That's a lot of games in between there that he didn't play in.
He holds the Napoleon High School strikeout record and had an ERA of .46 in his senior season. And he also comes from a very athletic family, as he'll face Garrett Wright as his first batter with 1 out in the inning. First pitch to Wright, up high for a ball. Very athletic family he comes from. His dad, Scott, played baseball at Spring Arbor. His mom, Lisa, played volleyball at Spring Arbor as well. His brother, Colin, plays baseball at Grand Valley. And his sister, Kelsey, also plays volleyball over at Jackson State, or Jackson College, I should say.
A lot of very athletic families.
Yeah.
For the Wolverines.
That in there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. He was named to the Perfect Game preseason all-conference team and a D1 baseball preseason freshman of the year. Made his collegiate debut on February 14th against Virginia as this one grounded to the left side of the infield, hardly hit. Bobbled by Casillas, and reaching safe is Garrett Wright. It's really the first fielding mistake that we've seen by this Michigan defense so far today.
Yeah, not to mention, Tyler, also second baseman was in a shift over right behind second base. First time that the shift did not work completely in their favor.
Going to bring up Gavin Gannon, who's 0 for 3 on the day. A ground out to short, fly out to center, and a fly out to left.
Gannon working in there at first base today, which he normally is playing in the DH spot recently.
First pitch to go on, fastball on the outside corner at 91 in there for a strike.
And Ganun playing at first today could be an interesting take on maybe why he is 0 for 3 on the day. Some people do a lot better while they're only hitting or while they're only playing the field. Don't know if that is him.
There's going to be a fielding error on the shortstop, Casillas, as Ganun swings out of his shoes. Count goes to 0-2. A little bit of a changeup action there, down at 86 miles per hour. Switched up the speeds on Ganun, had him way out in front. 0-2 count on Ganun. Bradley comes set, delivers. Misses to the outside corner. Miller tried to frame it, couldn't get the call. The count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, like we've mentioned, Tyler, has not been a lot of those outside called at all today.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Gavagan on the outside. He goes down on strikes for the first time today and the 47th time this season. 2 outs in the inning. It'll bring up TJ Tackett in the cleanup spot.
Tyler, seeing Tackett for the first time after getting hit in the elbow, we assume, on his way to third base.
He stayed in the field. First time, like you said, that we've seen him hitting. As the first pitch to him misses for a ball. TJ Tackett coming into the game, batting just .269 this season, but he holds a .422 on base percentage. He's drawn 27 walks to just 26 strikeouts this year. Chops this one over to the right side, fielded by the second baseman, Voigt, in the outfield, and he throws over to first for the final out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Michigan leading Bowling Green 8-2 right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
We've reached the bottom of the 8th here at Ray Fisher Stadium in Ann Arbor, Michigan. A new pitcher on the mound for Bowling Green is Cade Arn, as that ends the collegiate debut for Micah Smith. Cade Arn, the 4th pitcher into the game for the Falcons here today. Arn, a junior right-hander, 6'4", 210 from Bellefontaine, Ohio, attended Benjamin Logan High School. He's seen a good amount of action this season for the Falcons. This will be Arn's 12th appearance of the season, all out of the bullpen. He has a 1-0 record on the year, a 942 earned run average, 14 1/3 innings thrown for Arn. He's given up 25 hits and 15 earned runs, 9 strikeouts to 5 walks. Opponents hit .379 against the right-hander.
Tyler, we can close the book on Micah Smith today. He had 1 inning pitched, gave up one hit, 4 runs, all 4 of them earned, had 3 walks, struck out 1, had 1 wild pitch, faced 7 batters, and had a total of 34 pitches.
And we can also close the book on Michigan's Preston Barr, who was relieved by Grant Bradley. If you want to take us to the final line for Preston Barr, who came in for Will Rogers, the starter.
Of course, Tyler. Barr had one 1.2 innings pitched, had 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks, 1 strikeout, faced 5 batters, had 16 total pitches. One of those things for Michigan that they're just trying to get through their pitchers, give everyone an opportunity.
This one chopped to the left side of the infield by Inge. And it's actually a pinch hitter for Inge, Roche, and he was thrown out by Laird over at third.
Senior outfielder getting a chance to get that bat in there. Tried to make the most of it. Had a very, very nice hit over to third. Laird just able to backhand it and get it over there.
Will not be a pinch hitter here for Greg Pace Jr., the junior center fielder. Swings and misses at the first pitch by Arn. Arn's next pitch, another swing and a miss, little wiffle ball slider to the outside. Pace 2 swings and misses to begin his at-bat.
Arn looking very comfortable up there.
Arn from the windup, the delivery in the turf, stopped by McKenzie. Count moves to 1-2. After Pace, we go to the top of the order with Benjamin Casillas. The next pitch by Arn. This one driven out center field, fairly deep. Going back is Tack. It's at the wall. It goes off the wall. Rounding second, going into third is Pace. And he's going to stop there with a stand-up triple here in the 8th.
Yeah, Pace has some pop in that 9 spot. Had that foul ball that went flying towards that left side. Had the home run over the giant wall over and left. And that one gets it 394 to the wall. Hits off the bottom of it.
And that one hit off the wall just to the right of where TJ Tackett's was. He read it back to the wall, just wasn't able to make the catch.
In Tackett's defense, that is a very tough play, running into the wall, trying to configure where the ball is going to land.
First pitch of the at-bat to Benjamin Casillas in there for strike on the off-speed by Arn.
Falcons infield comes in, looking to make a play at home here.
Casillas 1 for 3 on the day with a walk. Pops this one up to the right side, and that's going to drift out of play. Bounce over by the cars in the parking lot once again. Need to create like some sort of netting there.
Yeah, a little bit just
protect
over
the cars
here.
there. Have people sign a waiver. Hey, if you park here, your car might get
Be
smashed.
ready. I think that comes with the price of parking there.
This off-speed runs inside and hits Casillas in the back. He reaches base for the 3rd time today, as it'll be runners on the corners with just 1 out for the Wolverines. On the bright side for Bowling Green, that does set up the traditional double play. Way to get out of this 8th inning.
We're going to have another pinch hitter here, Tyler. Number 9, Robert Humchuk. He's going to come in for number 24, Braden Jeffries.
Few pinch hitters into the game here for Michigan as they start to empty the bench a little bit, up by 6 in the 8th. Hamchuk steps into the box, right-handed batter. First pitch by Arn, fouled off to the right side by Hamchuk.
Tyler, Michigan's head coach Tracy Smith doing a great job, trying to let everyone get in, get a chance to get an at-bat in this game. Doing a great job.
Hamchuk, a graduate student outfielder from San Jose, California, played the past 5 seasons at San Jose State. As he fouls this one off the right side as well. Decorated resume at San Jose State. First team All-Mountain West last season. Mountain West Championship MVP and Mountain West Championship All-Tournament team in 2023. And first team All-Mountain West as well in 2022.
Very, very decorated career.
Looks at a ball, count moves to 1-2.
And you know, Tyler, one thing that I've noticed the differences between Bowling Green and Michigan. Bowling Green is looking more towards their freshmen and their underclassmen to come in during this game, whereas Michigan's going towards the seniors.
This one grounded through the infield on the left side. It's going to be an RBI single for Hamchuk. Give Hamchuk his 9th RBI of the season. And Hamchuk's a guy that's in his 6th year of collegiate baseball. Had a redshirt year as well as one of those few remaining guys with a COVID year from 2020.
Yeah, and Tyler, he loves the sport, I can tell, without a doubt. Making it 6 years at the collegiate level, that's a dedication and a love for the sport.
Brings up Mitch Voigt. Looks at a first pitch strike. Michigan scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 4 in the 7th, and now 1 here in the 8th. Both the Bowling Green's runs coming in the 6th inning. This one chopped over to the left side, fielded by Laird at third, throws over to second for the only out. They will not get the relay to first. It'll be
play
a 5-4 put out.
Obviously,
at second.
We're not on the field, Tyler. But I don't know if it was better for him to tag the runner and try and go to first, or clearly he saw something where he had to go to second.
Another pinch hitter here for the Wolverines. Jun Sung Park going to step into the batter's box. Park, a sophomore infielder from Seoul, South Korea. Coming into the game for Cole Caruso, fouls it off to the right side. He hit a grand slam in the 19-0 win over Villanova early in the season against February 16th. Was named 2023 IMG Academy top hitter and 2023 IMG Academy Gold Glove as this pitch gets past Coop McKenzie. Mitch Voigt will advance to second while Benjamin Casillas holds up at third. He slashed 323, 452, 708 in 2023 IMG Academy. This is just his 4th game of the season. Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes to end the inning. Kadarn collects a strikeout, but Michigan adds 1 more in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 9-2, heading to the top of the 9th. Bowling Green down to their final 3 outs right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. Another new pitcher into the game for Michigan here in the top of the 9th. It'll be Brandon Newland, the freshman and right-handed pitcher from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Attended Bloomfield Hills High School. This will be just his 6th appearance of the season. 4 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 4 hits, 2 runs, but has not allowed an earned run in his collegiate career. 5 strikeouts to 2 walks, giving up just 1 extra base hit, which was a double. Opponents hitting just .222 against him.
Yeah, Tyler, we can close the book on Grant Bradley. Pitched 2 outs of the inning, had 1 strikeout, only faced 3 batters, and only had 11 pitches. Quick outing for him.
Yeah. He was one of those kids that, we talk about Michigan being a educational college. He was a smart one in high school, summa cum laude with a 4.3 GPA at Bloomfield Hills High School, a member of the National Honor Society, and earned the President's Award for Educational Excellence.
Tyler, one thing that I've noticed about these Wolverine players, they had very decorated high school careers, pitching, hitting, academically.
Yeah.
They really do it all.
He possesses the career strikeout record for Bloomfield Hills High School at 166. Also holds 4 Bloomfield Hills High School season records, as this one misses up high. A .49 ERA in 2022, 68 strikeouts in 2024, a .593 on base percentage in 2023, and a .791 slugging percentage also in 2023. This one fouled off by Caden Bates, pinch hitting. Caden Bates, just his 4th appearance this season. Swing and a miss by Bates. Count goes to 1-2. Bates just taken 3 at-bats this year. He's 1 for 3 at the plate. He pinch hits for Cooper McKenzie.
Newland using up a lot of that pitch clock, Tyler.
His pitch down low for a ball. Count goes even to 2-2. Newland's his brother Robert, he currently plays baseball, also in the state of Michigan at Kalamazoo College. The 2-2 pitch by Newland, left up high at 90. Count goes 4-3-2.
So, Tyler, you're telling me that there is some type of genetics in people playing collegiate sports.
A lot of times you see these kids with athletic families from good backgrounds. A lot of siblings play athletics. This one foul to the back.
Tyler, I'm running out of chances to knock off this bingo
It's
sheet.
not looking great for you.
It's really not. It's really,
I don't think you're
not.
going to see the bullpen either. That's going to be
I know.
a little tough. You didn't get the Garrett Wright free pass either.
I didn't. It was not a good day for me.
This one flown out to shallow center field. Racing out to make the catch is the second baseman, Voigt, for the first out of the inning. Bowling Green down to their final 2 outs. Down by 7, 9-2. Brock Amelon coming up to the plate.
Amelon still looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's been out to the third baseman, out to the right fielder, and struck out.
Batting just .62 on the season. Fouls this one to the back. A little too low for up here.
Tyler, I'm really thinking that these BG batters are taunting me. They're having so many foul balls come right back this way, but the net's there. It's too low. It's too high. They don't want to see me succeed.
This one popped up to the left side of the infield. It'll stay in the infield. Third baseman Caruso calls it off. Actually, that's not Caruso any longer there. That is Jun Sung Park, who makes the catch over at third for the second out of the inning. Bowling Green down to their final out. Down 9-2 here in the top of the ninth.
As we're going to see another pinch hitter here, Tyler. Number 24, Garrett Sloan, is going to come into the ball game for Brandon Curlis.
Garrett Sloan will get an at-bat here, but not before we have a pitching change for Michigan. A fifth pitcher coming into the game for the Wolverines when we come back. Bowling Green down to their final out in the top of the ninth. They trail the Wolverines 9-2 on WBGU 88.1 FM. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Brandon Mann, the new pitcher for the Wolverines. This will be the 7th appearance of the season out of the bullpen for the junior right-hander from Franklin, Michigan. A 24.55 ERA. 3 2/3 innings pitched. 6 strikeouts to 6 walks. Opponents hitting .375 against them. Fun fact about Mann is he was a member of the Michigan football team here at the University of Michigan.
Dual threat, Tyler.
A little bit. It's his first appearance since April 13th against Mount St. Mary's. When an inning of scoreless baseball there, just the second scoreless outing. First scoreless outing of the year that was more than 1 out recorded. 3 strikeouts to 1 walk. Looking to get the final out of the game here against the Falcons.
Yeah, Tyler. He'll only be recording 1 out here today. Also, not to mention, back-to-back Brandons coming into pitch.
Indeed. Garrett Sloan pinch hitting for Braden Curlis. Sloan had the starting third base spot for a lot of the beginning of the season. He struggled at the plate this year, batting just .209. Braden Curlis kind of took that spot from him in the batting order. He looks at a first pitch strike. Mann's next pitch, off speed, just misses on the outside. Count moves to 1-1. If Sloan could reach, Carter Motice awaits on deck. The 1-1 pitch from Mann. This one driven into center field. Diving is the center fielder Pace. He made the catch to end the game. An incredible defensive play by Pace in center field. Dives to make the catch. And that's the ball game. Michigan defeats Bowling Green 9-2 here in a Tuesday afternoon battle at Ray Fisher Stadium in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, Tyler, what a fantastic way for Michigan to end off that game. Very impressive catch out there in center field.
A 1-2-3 inning for the Wolverines. Their 5th 1-2-3 inning of the game. And they end their 3-game losing skid, take the win. Bowling Green's 7-game non-conference winning streak comes to an end. They end up with the loss on a 9-2 finish in favor of the Wolverines. We'll take a quick break, come back to recap this one for you right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy. Are you a
fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network, you can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. 9-2, the final score. Michigan defeats Bowling Green. The Wolverines end their 3-game losing skid, and they also end Bowling Green's 7-game non-conference winning streak. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Noah Seeley from the Falcon Media Sports Network. This game was dominated from Michigan from start to finish. The defense and pitching of the Wolverines shutting down the Bowling Green offense.
Yeah, Tyler, Michigan just did a great job. Bowling Green had their chances. They hit the ball hard, and the Michigan defense just rallied and kept getting the outs that they needed.
Luke Krause, in his 6th start of his career, his collegiate career, takes his first loss of the season. He goes 5 innings pitched, gives up 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 of which are earned, 3 walks and a strikeout. Gives up 2 home runs, throws a career-high 80 pitches. Will Rogers, on the other side, takes his 4th win of the season, moving to 4-2 for the Wolverines. His ERA now down to 4.25 on the season. He goes 5 2/3 innings thrown, 5 hits, 2 runs allowed, both of which are earned. Does not walk a batter, strikes out just 1. 77 pitches in an extremely efficient outing for Will Rogers. And wasn't much offensively for Bowling Green to say a lot about. Hits coming from Gunnar Antillion, Garrett Wright, TJ Tackett, and Cooper McKenzie, along with Alex Laird. The RBIs on the day come from Garrett Wright and Cooper McKenzie. Over on the Michigan side, you had a 2-hit performance from Jeffries in the 2-hole, along with Pace, who made the game-winning catch, the diving catch in center field. So what are your major takeaways from this game, Noah Seeley?
Well, so like I've been mentioning all game, Tyler, I really think that Bowling Green did a good job making contact today and hitting alongside of what they did with the Ball State games. They're still hitting the ball very, very well. Today they obviously didn't fall for hits or anything, but they're doing a good job, and I think once they start to fall, you'll start to see the Falcons get into the win category more and more.
Want to send a few thank yous before we go off the air here for this game, as we had quite the crew coming up for this one. First to you, Noah, for joining me on the broadcast. Always fun having you on a broadcast.
I wouldn't have had it with anyone else, Tyler, and especially here in Michigan.
Also want to thank Artie Abrego back in the WBGU 88.1 FM studio in the Cooling Center. Couldn't do it without you, the best Artie back there in the studio. Also want to send some shout-outs first to Caden Knapp. He's ready to game for it'll be on bgfalconmedia.com for Falcon Media Sports Network. Jack Rentema and Coyle Withrow here shooting some photos. Henry Costco's here doing video, and Emmy Cloutier did some social media for us, social updates on our Twitter X account. So huge shout out to all of you guys for helping us with our coverage from Falcon Media Sports Network. And that'll about do it for us here. So Michigan 9-2 winners over Bowling Green. Bowling Green's 7-game non-conference winning streak is over. Michigan advances to 24-14 on the season. Bowling Green, meanwhile, they fall to 25-14. For the whole Falcon Media Sports Network crew, this is Tyler Kamlitz saying have a great night and stay safe from Ann Arbor, Michigan. This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconmedia.com.